What is up? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. No Mr. Keco Collects this evening. He had a family emergency. Everything is fine. He's got it under control, but he's going to be out for tonight's show. That said, it's me and the human party, Mr. Ladies Man, Mr. Riley Reviews. Riley, you know, you've been live streaming for a while, not just with me, but by yourself, making a lot of great content, bro. So many great things out there that you're doing. And you know, some weeks are slower news than others, right?
Totally.
This is not the case this week.
No.
This week, there is more things to talk about than we could possibly have time for a show. So, guys, we're going to try to get through as many of these awesome news topic updates that we can, but it's a lot to cover. And trust me, we will cover it all. Guys, we're going to do an awesome job for you. But that said, Mr. Riley Reviews, how are you doing this fine, I guess, afternoon for you, evening for me? Yeah. That Module Case display, I'm so glad you finally peeled the tape off.
Yes.
Because it looks so good,
Took it off, man. I got rid of it. I'm waiting for a statue to put in this one. I know you're going to be proud of me when I get my first one. But
very proud of you. It's the J&D, right? J&D.
Exactly, yes,
yeah.
yes.
The mid man.
Yeah, the mid man. Yeah, exactly. But super excited. Thank you for the invite, Will. Always love Lights, Camera, Collect. Unfortunate Keco couldn't make it, but we're gonna have a great show nonetheless. Thank you for the invite, man. And yeah, let's go, man. Hope everyone's having a great day. Crazy week, crazy celebration for people out there for Star Wars. It's awesome, man. Let's go.
Well, we already got a comment, Riley, that was talking about your room. It was Daniel Park. So thank you so much, Daniel. Riley's room looks so fucking cool. It does, bro.
Thanks,
it
bro.
does.
Appreciate
it does, bro.
that.
Riley, I don't know if I told you yet. I'm pretty sure. So I'm picking up 3 Module Cases tomorrow. So there was a collector in Maryland right near me, optical tagged me in the post, that was selling 3 DF60s, and he was selling them for basically half price. So I messaged him. They're white though. I got black ones, obviously, like you did. But I still was like, bro, I'll meet you up. So we're meeting tomorrow, and he's in Maryland. We're going to meet up, and I'm going to pay him for 3 DF60s. So yeah, man, I'm going to have 3 white DF60 Module Cases. I can't wait, because you know the rest of my cases will arrive, I think over the next, maybe the end of May, early June.
Couple months,
yeah. So really excited about that. I also broke Sephiroth's wrist peg. So it's a pain in the ass, bro, because it's not your standard hot toy wrist peg. So you should have seen me trying to try every wrist peg that I possibly had, and none of them fit. So I was like, well, so Kit, I think, is going to help me out. And I found someone. Kit contacted the manufacturer for me and was like, bro, I think I found the wrist peg for you. Kit, that's why I tell you guys, Kit is the awesome man with customer service. That dude is
sweet.
Amazing.
So you're going to be prepped for those Module Cases that you're going to get to build soon, right?
See, those are already built though.
Well, actually, they're already made.
But see, he didn't install the lights. So I might have to call you to be like, how do I install these lights?
Yeah,
because
simple, but you'll
it's simple. Okay, gotcha. Because everything else is done. He said the only thing, he took the brackets off because he disconnected the 3 of them.
Okay.
Gotcha. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let's not waste any more time. Let's address the chat real quick, because we got a lot of topics to get through. Iron King said, are we talking Star Wars? Oh boy, are we talking Star Wars? That's like pretty much 90% of the show, at least. That's the plan, at least. Xander, LOL, of course we are. Exactly, bro. Man, to cancel the Obi-Wan Vader for this one, big question. Hope everyone's well. Don't you do that, Xander. Don't you do that to yourself. And we're going to talk about why.
Don't do it.
Alabama Wyatt said, BBTS already sold out of the Jedi DX Vader. I locked mine in on Sideshow. Nice, dude. Well, happy for you. Happy for you. So, guys, hey, we're in an uncertain time. If you want something, you can go and pre-order it. I mean, you know, we don't really know what's going on right now. We don't know what Sideshow's doing, what BBTS, other places. So Xander said, I'll go to my local shop in Canada. It'll save me money. Yeah, pretty crazy. Mark is here. What is up, Mark? Hello there. Good day to be a collector. Dude, it sure as hell is, Mark. Especially a Star Wars collector for that. Or a bad day, depending upon your wallet. So King Killer, what's up, everybody? Will we discuss any predictions for releases with the 40th anniversary? We can. If you want us to, we can do that. We can make some predictions. I made some of my Insta Live the other day, and you'll see. I don't know. I made a lot of predictions, so we'll see if any of them come true. 12-inch Mood Dream said, hello, community. I dropped, I dopoed 2 Vaders yesterday. Damn. Well, I'm assuming that's Kenobi Vader and the Return of the Jedi Vader.
2 grails, 2 grails. So there you go.
Let's see. Luke from Jedi coming soon. No doubt, bro. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Mark Attack, hello, Daniel, aka Sexy Voice Daniel. Well, good to hear from Daniel as well. Dinesh Thea Garage, thank you so much, Dinesh. Appreciate you, bro. Channel member. Connor, dude, that Ahsoka trailer looks amazing. That it does. And we're going to have time to talk about that. So it's going to be really, really fun. 4th anniversary of Boba Fett, Bib Fortuna, R2D2, Leia, Luke, I bet. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming. I think Hot Toy is going to go pretty buck wild on this line. So we're going to see, Riley. Let's go. Connor said, hope we get a Han and Chewie. Dude, I predicted that. I predicted it. But I hope it happens. I think it will. I'm gonna
at least a Chewie. Come on.
I'm gonna be hopeful, Riley. I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. Sayful, what's up, everyone? Lots of fun topics to talk about. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Thalia Meyer is here. Good to see you, Thalia. Hi, everyone. Figure posing channel. Daniel Parks. Yeah, about Riley's room. Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Feeling under the weather. Dude, Jose, feel better, bro. Feel better. And thank you for joining. Sam said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Will, I hope you had a great birthday. Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate you, bro. 32 years young. 32 is the new 22. So
young, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. I'm still in my prime, my physical prime. Linda, hello, Linda, president of the Pennywise fan club. Hello, everyone. Glad I could tune in. Good to see you, Linda. I'm glad you could tune in as well. Collector Joey on his commute home, almost certainly, unless he was off today for Good Friday. But I guess we'll see.
Legend.
AJ, channel member. Good to see AJ. Hello, friends. Hope you all are having an amazing day. Thank you so much, AJ. And by the way, if I miss any channel members' chats, please let me know, because on Melon, it doesn't show me that you're a channel member like it did on StreamYard. So I could miss that. So I have to remember some of them. Natalie, thank you so much. Natalie representing the 3%. Will, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much, Natalie. Appreciate you. And Nick Collectibles. I'll just time him out now, Riley. We just
get him out.
He's always going to ask about the pizza scooter or some shit. So.
And our jokers.
Yeah, exactly. Nick is here. All Figure Posing channel. Thank you so much. Super chat. €2 for new Sephiroth wristbacks. Thanks so much.
Oh,
dude, I went on eBay, Riley, and Figure Posing channel. I went on eBay and just searched up wrist pegs for 1/6 scale figures. I just was like, I was doing like detective work. I was like, does this look like it matches it?
That took a while.
Well, because Hot Toys wrist pegs are not the same as the Sephiroth ones. So they don't fit, because I have a million of those because they're in spares in the boxes. And I found one, Riley, that I was like, you know what? I think I found one on eBay that maybe should work. And you know who it was? And we're going to talk about her. It was Rise of Skywalker Rey. And I was like, I have that figure. And I looked, and the wrist pegs aren't in there. So I don't like the one figure that may have worked. I don't have the wrist pegs.
God, that's tough.
I don't know if I lost them or what happened. But Collector Joey said DTOS for the win. Hey, nothing wrong with a good DTOS. Yeah. Kid is a legend. He's been great to me. Set up a custom payment plan. Dude, absolutely. Kid's all right. I just wanted to ship my Joker. Hey, that's not that's not Kid's fault. That's not Kid's fault.
Exactly.
Xander said, twist my arm, Will, both it is. Yeah, I guess we'll see. David is here. David Mogaloon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, David, but thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. You too, David. See any new movies, Will? Daniel, yes, I'm actually watching the first Rocky film. So
nice.
Pretty excited about that. So, guys, I don't know if I'll be able to address all the chats because there's so much to get to, and I don't want to waste too much time. So I am so apologetic for that. But I want to talk about something really exciting. First, let's not bury the lead, Riley. Let's not bury the lead, because we're going to go straight in. No foreplay whatsoever. Okay. We're going in straight for this Darth Vader. And I want to share a couple of photos, Riley. But there's one that I found really exciting, because this is a little bit different than what we've seen previously. If my screen will actually load it. Let's see here. Let's see if it. Oh, that's not even the right one. See, Riley, because Facebook, Melon, dude, sometimes just doesn't want to cooperate. Let's see here.
Some stuff.
I know, man. I'm just going to share this one because I know this one will show me what I want. So
there we go.
Okay, because what I was going to share was the secret base photos of Darth Vader, because they showed a photo on secret base. But of course, they go to Tom Holland instead. Anyway, Darth Vader Deluxe, Riley. This is the Darth Vader that a lot of people have been waiting for. This is the Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi that has only been made by Hot Toys in quarter scale up until this point. Now we have a 6 scale version, and people are really, really excited. $345 for the Deluxe, $300 for the Standard. The Deluxe, Riley, comes with this electrocuted LED light up helmet, and of course the stair base. And yeah, that's mostly it. And then you pay $45 more for that. So Riley, I gotta ask you the question. I'm gonna ask the chat on this one. Is this the ultimate Darth Vader? Because I'm seeing a lot of back and forth between Kenobi Vader and of course this Darth Vader. But I'm not so sure that Kenobi Vader is not the better Vader. But I want to let you go first. And let me know what you think. Is this the ultimate Darth Vader? Because people can't have 6 Darth Vaders, most of us.
Not everyone can have that many Vaders for sure. This Vader, first off, I want to say is amazing. It's a great release. I know so many people have been waiting for that Return of the Jedi version. I mean, when we saw the quarter scale, everyone was like, that's perfect. They just need to shrink it down. This was everyone's #1 prediction for the Return of the Jedi 40th, and we got him as one of the first releases. So yeah, it looks brilliant. Even seeing it at Secret Base is really cool. Even the light up electric helmet, even without the light up, it still has a little bit of presence, which I was kind of surprised with. Thought it looked really dead, really dull, but when you have some light on it, actually looks really nice. But obviously it's going to look a lot better with the light up. But is this the ultimate Vader? That's the best question. It's funny because shout out to the Facebook group, A Place for Collecting. I made a poll saying which is the ultimate definitive Vader, and 55% of people actually voted for the Kenobi Vader. And then I think the Return of the Jedi had like a 34 or 33 or something. So from our group, I know it's not too many people. I think it was like 110 votes. People chose the Kenobi Vader. And honestly, after looking at it, I think just personally to me, I'm still going with it. The Kenobi Vader is the ultimate Vader to me. This is very close to it, though. It is second in command. Because I think with this figure, what's amazing with it is the accessories and stuff it comes with. It's way better, in my opinion, than the Kenobi Vader. Because you get that electric helmet. You get the stair base. You get almost 2 diorama bases. Like, it's pretty impressive with what you're really getting. You get lightning effects. USB saber is also very nice. But overall, I think the Kenobi Vader with that cracked sculpt is just it's something else, man. It really does it for me. I think that's gonna be just so iconic. And I think the outfit itself to this Return of the Jedi is I noticed very similar to the Empire Strikes Back, which is the one I do have. I have that in my collection. The suit looks very similar to that one, which I was honestly I didn't really know for starters, but I'd say it's still an amazing Vader nonetheless. But this sculpt is killer. Like they shrunk the quarter scale, like people said, like to 6 scale. It's like a 9.5 or a 10. It's amazing. It's really out there. And I love the damage like effects on the top of his head. You can see the damage there. Really awesome Promatos. But nonetheless, I'm going Kenobi Vader because that Vader, just the cracked sculpt, you get the damaged chest box. So many cool things with that figure. And the cracked sculpt with the Hayden Christensen like this. Like you already know, Will, I'm a pretty cool guy. So yeah, I gotta stick to my guns here. I'm saying the Kenobi Vader is the ultimate, but this is not far off. It is second in command. It's a beautiful announcement. But I want to hear what you have to say because I know you also love this Vader as well. So I want to hear what your thoughts, man.
Riley, and this is super tough. And I know there's going to be a crowd out there. So bear with me, guys, on this one and be like, oh, why do we have to choose? Like, they're both great. we can enjoy both. And yes, that is true because both Vaders are exceptional. Both are really, really well done. But the question becomes, how many Vaders do you really want in your collection? And this is one of the most iconic villains and characters of all time. So for a lot of people, it's several, right? Most people might have 2, 3 Vaders, right? But if you're only going to have 2 to 3 Vaders, maybe you already have this Empire Strikes Back one, right? Maybe you already have A New Hope. Maybe you want to sell that and move on, right? This Return of the Jedi Vader is really, really hard to ignore because it is exceptional. It finally gives you a Darth Vader head sculpt, which we had never gotten in 1/6 scale from Hot Toys before. So, Riley, the thing that I love about this Kenobi Vader is that it's the most unique Darth Vader. There is I mean, I guess you could argue Return of the Jedi is pretty unique too because it gives you a head sculpt and a light up helmet, whatever. But the cracked helmet, I don't think you're ever going to see that again. I don't think that thing is popping up on another show or anything like that. I think this is probably your only chance to get this short of a reissue or a 2.0, right? I don't think they're going to be like start slashing Darth Vader's helmet in half every show. Right. I don't think they're going to do. I think this is probably a one-off thing because Obi-Wan needed to see Anakin and come to terms with his past and his failure. Right. That was the whole point of that scene. But when you look at this Darth Vader, you can also make him a standard Darth Vader if you want. Right. Yeah. You could just make him sort of almost a new Rogue One Darth Vader. That's kind of more what this looks like. Yeah. So you could make it sort of a Rogue One Darth Vader with him standing there, you know, as he's about to destroy everyone right down that hallway. You can make it that too, or which most people are not. They're going to make it the cut mask Vader. But you know, it's either way. They're both fantastic. But to me, when you're making tough decisions, to me, Riley, this is where I'm going to have to decide. I have the Empire Strikes Back Vader. This guy, I have him right here. Actually, he's amazing. I love it. The problem is, do I want to sell it to get this one? Because as great as this head sculpt is, it's probably not going to be on my figure. Right? It's probably going to be a helmeted Darth Vader because I just prefer that look. Not that the sculpt is so beautiful. I almost feel bad keeping it in the box because it's so good. But when I look at it, I'm just like, well, I don't know. Is it more iconic than Empire Strikes Back Vader, which is probably the best Star Wars film ever made to most people, and and probably the most iconic Star Wars scene ever when he says, "I am your father." That is probably the number one scene that people point to when they talk about Star Wars, right? So if you're talking about Darth Vader, an iconic character, an iconic moment, I think people were sleeping on Empire a little bit. But Return of the Jedi, as far as a figure goes, this is stunning, and it comes with a lot. And the base is exceptional, and it has a USB light up lightsaber, which we still don't really know how those are going to be, but we're excited about it. But that's why, Riley, this is a tough conversation, because I do think this is in theory, Ultimate Vader, but Kenobi has it beat on uniqueness. I think Empire has it beat on iconography, I guess would be the word, in terms of how iconic it is. I think. And then Return of the Jedi, I mean, of course, is the massive finale in a huge film. But as far as a figure goes, this is a pretty unique figure. So you really cannot go wrong at the end of the day, right?
Right.
There's so many good options. But Riley, with you, how many Vaders do you think you're going to have? Like maybe 2, 3?
Exactly. I was going to say, I'm kind of in your boat, because I love Vader, but do I love Vader enough to have 3 Vaders? I feel like that's just overkill for me in my eyes. I know other people can collect all Vaders and go ham, but I feel like just having 2 in my eyes, like that's it. I don't want to push that and get 3. And I already have the Empire Strikes Back. Actually, that was my first ever hot toy that I ever got. And it was a gift. It was gifted by my parents. That's when I started collecting hot toys. So I'm never selling that. That Empire Strikes Back staying home. So now the question is, do I go with the Return of the Jedi or do I go with the Kenobi? And sad to say it, this is such an amazing figure, but it's hard because I don't want 3 Vaders.
Riley, this figure...
The Empire Strikes Back is
this figure is very good.
So good.
And the base. This is a really, really good figure. I'm still trying to figure out how to pose him.
Right.
Honestly.
No,
because he doesn't articulate that well, but
yeah, for sure. But like I said, like I had to honestly just choose between the Return of the Jedi and the Kenobi. And I feel like I have to go with the Kenobi, but I don't want to skip on this. It's so hard because it looks so good.
I know.
But I don't want 3. Like I don't want 3 on the shelf. I feel like that's gonna look like that's just too many Vaders to be on my shelf. I want to have just 2, but it would also be cool to have the Kenobi, then you have the Empire Strikes Back, and then you have the Return of the Jedi. But like, that's just so many, man. I think, sad to say it, I might have to just go with the Kenobi, keep my Empire Strikes Back, and maybe skip on this. Maybe get the sculpt like on a second hand, like just get only the head sculpt, but it's tough.
Well, that's why this is tough, Riley, because it's almost too iconic of a figure to pass on. But it's almost like, but I have an iconic Vader, and I'm going to have another iconic Vader with Kenobi, even though the show wasn't that great, but it's a unique looking Vader, right? Totally. So it's kind of like, where does this one fit in? But for a lot of people have gone absolutely crazy about this. I can say when I put that preview up for this and C3PO, I was shocked with how many views and how much traffic it got in terms of comments. Crazy. And I was like, dude, people are amped about this release. So I'm so excited for people to be getting this, because this is just, it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. Right. There's no doubt about it. This figure is stunning, but it's just a matter of like, where do we draw the line for some of us collectors? How many Vaders do we need in our collection? I'm glad this exists. I am absolutely fucking thrilled this exists, because this is stunning. And I really, really want it, but I'm just struggling internally. Like, do I need 3 Darth Vaders? Like,
yeah, same exact boat.
Because basically, if you get the 3rd Darth Vader, I feel like at that point you almost have to put the head sculpt on him, because they're gonna all look too similar. Where it's gonna be like, what's the point? So I don't know, but for the diehard Star Wars fan, that you need 3 Darth Vaders. But for a pretty active Star Wars fan like myself, 2 I think does the job. But that's why for now I'm not getting this, but I'm very tempted. And when it comes out, I do really want it. Maybe I'll sell this Empire Vader, but for now, I just love this Empire Vader. I just love it.
So good, man. I love the Empire. But yeah, maybe switch it for this. Well, down the road you'll find out. But it's a tough choice. They're all so amazing, so it's tough.
And with Kenobi, man, look, guys, what I would say, so one thing I will say, I'm on the wait list for the exclusive version for this. So if you are considering canceling, please do, so I can take your spot.
Wow.
But in all seriousness, don't cancel this Vader if you're gonna get it, because I really do think it's something special. And I saw a comment about Rebels. Yeah, I do understand that happened in Rebels, but but at the end of the day, as far as a figure goes, I don't know that you're gonna get another half-mast Darth Vader anytime soon.
I doubt it. But like you said, some people have I've saw comments like, "Oh, I canceled my Kenobi because this one's just so good." Like I canceled the Kenobi Vader.
Right.
I
hope my wait list converts, Riley.
Yeah, maybe it will after this one's announced.
So,
we'll see.
Yeah, because I'm definitely getting that Kenobi Vader. That's probably my favorite Darth Vader I've ever seen. Yeah, but
100%.
Guys, Riley, before we move on, let's talk about this helmet real quick. People seem to think this is a little bit gimmicky, I've seen. So I want to see what the chat thinks too. Riley, would you use this helmet? That's the question.
So it's a really good question. I think that honestly, it's like really cool to see. But I think, people are kind of right. Like it is something like you put it on, you'll take a photo of it, or you'll post it on your Instagram or your YouTube or whatever, get a pose out of it. But at the end of the day, to keep it in this head sculpt on the body for like months over time, I don't think I would do that personally. I think that you got to go with either the sculpt or you got to go with just the regular helmet of Darth Vader because, yeah, like the little plastic lightning around his head, it does look a little gimmicky. I wouldn't display it like that. Maybe just the light up. But again, if you don't have the lights on, it might look a little bit more dull in your collection when you just have it just sitting there without the light up. And I feel like you got to have this lit up. But again, I would just do it maybe for a photo. But at the end of the day, it might just be one of those ones that just sit in the box. But the deluxe one also like comes with a little like arms where you can display the helmets, which is pretty cool. They include that, so you can display all three if you really did want to. But I bet most collectors would probably leave this in the box.
Yeah, I think so too, Riley. But that kind of defeats what we always say of, get the deluxe when you can, right? It's kind of like, well, are you going to use this or not? And we have a special guest.
Oh, look!
Oh my God,
dude,
Optical. How many Darth Vaders are you going to collect?
All of them.
Is that what it is? Because Optical, we're deciding if this is truly the ultimate Darth Vader, how many Darth Vaders do we need? I saw in your preview you don't have one currently, so this is coming home for you, right?
Oh yeah, this is the one. Like I get it for Star Wars, I guess fans to, because there's certain, I don't know, man, because it doesn't feel like it's a lot of difference between this and Kenobi one. I guess the battle damage chest piece. I'm not an expert when it comes to Star Wars, so people are gonna point out it's like, no, the tunic is inside out.
Yeah, right.
The tusk is not gold.
Yeah, it's painted a little more.
Yeah, I was like,
weathered. Yeah.
Sorry, man, I don't know that. They all look the same to me. But for me, just as casual as I could be, a Star Wars fan, this is the one. Like the Kenobi one was the one when it was announced. but
Optical, look at this though.
Nah, bro.
Look at this.
That one. Come on.
Look at this. Ooh, that's unique. That's unique, Optical. And this one makes it tough. This one makes it really tough.
But you get more bang for your buck for the other one. I guess the real question for me is, could I wait another 3 years for another Vader?
Right. See?
Because the Kenobi one is closer to releasing, and I haven't had a Vader for like a year and a half now. I guess that's the real question, because the thing is, once this comes out, well, it was already announced. So the Kenobi Vader 2 years from now is not going to have any. I can't tell that, like I won't be able to. If you ask me now, I want this more than that, but can I wait 2 years?
Right.
The only question.
Well, Optical, that's a really good point. I think a lot of people that's going to happen to. I think a lot of people are going to be like, you know what? I'm going to get the Return of the Jedi one, but then the Kenobi one drops, and people are like, fuck. I'm going to pick it up, and that's what's going to happen. So, but Optical, it's probably. I think in theory, it's truly the ultimate Darth Vader, because what more could you really want, right? But as far as Kenobi, I just feel like it's so unique. That's where I gravitate, But
yeah,
it is.
You make a good point with the two different display options with the damage, and then you could also do the clean. Like you could do both. So
right,
that's a good point. Yeah.
You can, yeah. And I could see people maybe selling, like Toy Anxiety might sell the body or something, and people would be like, "Oh, absolutely, I would go crazy for that," because then you could put the other helmet on the body. This could be, one of those, like like with Hot Toys Pennywise, for example. If a second body would have been great for the second head sculpt, right? So stuff like that, but. Yeah, this is great. But you can do that with the Return of the Jedi one too. But Optical, look at that, bro. That's just so.
That is just nice. Plus, I don't know, man. Like for just 2 years,
right?
It's gonna be 3 years that I don't have a Vader at that point. That's why I can't take a picture of him. But I can't say anything because I have like 7 Iron Mans, and to a casual fan, 3 of them looks really the same.
Yeah, right.
Between 6, 7, and 3. Us who has keen eye, I was like, well, the arc reactor is not triangle on this one, but to a normal person, it was just, dude, like how many Iron Mans do you need? So with here, if like you just ask me, this is D1, but I can see the argument having to own 3 or 4, like the display options too. So,
right.
But like bang for your buck, this is what, like $30 more. You get the steps, you get 3 head sculpts. The other ones, this one's really unique too, because it does have that LED head sculpt, which is probably not needed, but it's still cool anyway. You know, so that is unique. So it looks like a shrunken down quarter scale, but with less, like price wise and with more stuff. So I don't know, man. I can do a lot with that stairs too. Like,
well, Optical, it's a good problem to have for us collectors. And Riley, as we wrap this one up, I mean, you know, it's a really good problem to have because there's so many good Darth Vader options out there. And really any Darth Vader you have, trust me, guys, if you put any of these Darth Vaders on your shelf, no one is going to walk in your collection room and be like, oh, you have fucking A New Hope. It's like you don't have Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. Like besides one of us, obviously, but
it's still Vader. Yeah.
But I will say, as far as eye popping on the shelf, it's Kenobi. Like if you had a person walk into your collection room, which Vader would they look at more? It would be Kenobi. It would be the split mask because that one just is just like a work of art. But and also we collectors tend to like battle damage a lot. I think eventually, as far as what the Thanoses are, I think the one that will be the most sought after eventually will be battle damage Thanos because people love battle damage. Look at battling Cap, right? I think you could say that with other figures too. Battle damage Iron Man stuff too. People seem to like. So.
Totally.
I don't know. Pretty exciting. We could go on about this all day, but I want to wrap this one because we got so many great topics to hit on. And and we can't spend all the time on Darth Vader, although it is pretty exciting. So trust me, guys, let me know in the chat whether you think this is the iconic ultimate Vader. We got another super chat. Helmet gimmick is another to sell the Emperor, I think. Yeah, we're getting a Papa Palps 2.0. Are you guys in agreement with that one?
I think so, yeah.
And are you guys all in? Are you guys in on that?
Oh yeah. Well, I sold my Emperor. I know you sold yours, Will.
I did too because someone gave me a lot of money for it.
So I'm just waiting. I know a lot of people are like, we don't need an Emperor. Like the other one was so good. We're like, damn. I mean, if it gets,
I'm like, I do.
I gotta get it. Yeah, I need one. Yeah.
And you'd probably get one, right?
Because I missed out on the first one. I didn't miss out. I thought it was gonna be, like one of those things where it did for a little bit, like a short period of time was free shipping with some discount on it,
right?
And then it was gone, and I was like, what? It's not coming back, and now
that just shot up in price.
Yeah, all right, but hey, we know Hot Toys. These things, whenever they see something shot up in price, 2.0, they're gonna give him a purse for sure. They're gonna give him a purse.
Yeah,
they're gonna give him light up hands, maybe. Like kind of like Electro, where you turn it on and it becomes blue, and people are gonna be like, man, this sucks. Because I already did a video about that, and somebody was just like, well, I'm gonna be disappointed. I was just like, be prepared, buddy.
Right.
Well, maybe it won't come with the throne. That's what other people say.
I think they will. I think it will this time. I think you'll probably get another. You probably just as a soft reissue, probably.
Yeah, they're probably gonna do like a boba. Like they're gonna sell. I hope they sell just the throne. So for those who just got one, just a single pack, they can maybe pick up.
That would be cool. Kind of like they did with T'Challa's throne, like sell it separately. Or with Boba's throne, did they do that? I don't remember.
Oh no, they forced.
They did. Yeah, they forced you to buy it. Yeah. Well, maybe they'll do that then. I don't know, but I do. Maybe what they'll do is the Emperor figure will be exactly the same, except rolling eyeballs, and that's pretty much the only.
And they'll say like updated paint apps,
updated tailoring. Yeah. So, but it'll be like the exact same head sculpt. So, and which would be fine with me because I would probably get it with the throne this time. Yeah, I would probably. I had the standard version originally, Riley, without the throne, and that's when Star Wars was super low. And I bought it on eBay Optical for like $180. Like people were just like giving stuff away. Yeah.
You almost have to get the throne for him though. You almost have to.
I should have gotten the throne. Yeah. I heard it's big, but
it is.
It's fine. Guys, let's address our next topic here. Of course, we got other news on the same day. We got to talk about Mr. C3PO because I found this really, really interesting for a couple of different reasons. One of them being that the Attack of the Clones version was announced, right? And all of us, most of us, were looking at it saying, that's not my C3PO though. That's not the one we wanted. So Hot Toys just like released one that we didn't really want. That had to have something to do with Sideshow, right? But at the end of the day, now we got the one we want. And it's funny, I still saw some comments like, oh, I'll wait for the Empire version. Like, it's like, guys.
What?
Guys. And so I saw some people like claiming too, like maybe the paint apps weren't quite as gold or whatever. I'm like, guys, this is as good as it gets. Okay. Like this is like, we've waited so long just to get us through C3PO. And if now you're not going to pick this one up, maybe you just don't really care that much about C3PO, which is fine. Because to me, he's kind of like probably a tier 4 character. But I feel like I need him in my collection because I have R2. And he's such an iconic Star Wars character. Like, honestly, most people, if you ask them, they probably say Darth Vader first. Who do they know in Star Wars, right? But they probably say C3PO and R2D2 probably in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So those are like very iconic. They're in every Star Wars film from what I remember besides Rogue One. But as far as like the 9 films, right? So, but Riley, I want to ask you, Will collectors commit, and are you going to commit to this C3PO? Because I think I'm going to pre-order this. It's just a matter of when. I haven't done it yet, but I am going to get this. Riley, are you going to commit? Do you think collectors will jump on board here?
Yeah, well, first I'd say, yeah, I'm committing 100%. And I do think collectors will commit for sure. And it's funny, Doc's made a hilarious comment. He said, is that 3PO flipping the bird at me? And now I can't unsee it. It looks like he's flipping us
He is,
off
bro.
right
He
now. It's an amazing announcement. I mean, like you said, so many people were. I'm a prequel, like, diehard fan. And when we got the Attack of the Clones anniversary, I was like, no, like, that's not my C3PO. I know a lot of people did like that. It's awesome for them. But for me, I was like, the iconic. I only need one C3PO. I can't do two. There's no chance. And this is the exact one I was waiting for, the all gold version. And we finally got it. We got a Salacious Crumb, which I'm shocked by. I didn't expect that. So that's pretty cool to see. But overall, I think collectors will commit to this. I'd even seen people say, yeah, like, I'm canceling my Attack of the Clones one, which I don't know why, because I feel like everyone was expecting this to finally come. Like, if you wanted to get a C3PO, you should have just waited for this because it was inevitable. So this is just the ultimate C3PO in my eyes. For people waiting for Empire, like you said, I don't know about that. I mean, Keco would be pissed off at that statement. you got to have it the earliest you can. So this gold C3PO to me is it's coming home 100%. Diecast, I think it's like you said 325 or something like that. So I mean, that's not too bad, honestly. I mean, it's a diecast figure, so it's pretty nice. I'm definitely getting it. Very hype announcement. I think, like I said, collectors definitely are going to commit to this because everyone's waiting for that all gold version of C3PO, and we finally got it. And for Return of the Jedi version, I just feel like, yeah, it's definitely coming out. I know a lot of people said the torso might be too long, like the wiring on it. I don't know if that's true or not to scale because I know in the film, I think it was different in Return of the Jedi. He had a little bit longer torso, but maybe this is a little too long. I don't know if they'll update that, but overall, I don't care, man. It's coming home. This is a amazing figure, and yeah, you get Salacious too. Maybe even a Jabba. I don't know if Hot Toys are hinting at a Jabba the Hutt. That would be pretty insane, but yeah, pretty exciting stuff, man.
I think it's going to happen, bro. And of course, obviously, they're teasing an R2. I mean, we've had a ton of R2s, but I think you're going to get another R2. I'm still shocked, Optical, to this day that they are not doing a 2-pack for these two. Like, it seems like the most obvious 2-pack in the world. But what do you think, Optical? Are you going to commit to the C3PO, and do you think people will? Because, this is your opportunity. Everyone's been, clamoring for a C3PO for as long as I can remember, and now we finally got one.
I hope they do. Because if they don't, then they won't see the C3PO that they're looking for. What are people clamoring for? The Empire? Is that?
Well, it's just, I don't know. Maybe they're wanting a slightly different one. Like Riley said, maybe the torso is a little bit too long for them or something. But I feel like we're nitpicking at that point. Like we just got a C3PO. It looks great. Let's just be happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it does happen. Like, look at Mando. Everyone, like, the Mando is just chromer now. Like, he's shinier now, and people bought it still, right? So they could release another 3PO that is shinier, and I guess they're gonna change the head sculpt a little bit. It's like, oh, now you can remove the arms and you can recreate that scene where it's disassembled or something. They could still do that, but there's no guarantee that that's going to happen because this is not Mandalorian. Some people will be like, hey, I guess it depends on the sale of this one and also the previous C3PO. Because what if they don't sell? Like, why would that? I mean, Hot Toys can still do it, I suppose, but now you're in a murky territory there where like, you're waiting for something that might or might not happen. But with that being said, like, what's your other option here? Go the sideshow route, which is, I guess, fine. But this is diecast. People have been waiting for it. Is it really worth the extra shine to hold off and potentially miss out on this? I don't know if you're gonna miss out on this. I think they're gonna create 1 billion of this, but still, I mean, it's what in front of you right now. Is there any? I can't see it. Maybe the abdominal section is longer or whatever, but it's not gonna ruin it for me. I'm gonna get it. Probably not day one. I'm gonna sit and wait and see what happens to this, but it looks good to me. So
I mean, Optical 324 is not bad at all.
We talked about that. Like, Hot Toys is on point with their pricing nowadays. You shouldn't be surprised that this one came out. I was like, oh man, why didn't I pre-order the silver one? No, you pre-ordered the silver one because you like the look. That we all knew this was coming. All they gotta do is change the paint or maybe some little things here and there. But this is for now the C3PO that everyone's looking for. if you get that 10% again, the one that
they keep advertising it to us,
popping up.
the one that Will keeps on ignoring, then
dude. If they give it to me for C3PO, I'm in, baby. I got my
10%
pre-order.
off. Come on.
Yeah, I know. But so, guys, do you think that this second head sculpt with the eye coming out is anyone gonna use that?
I don't think so.
I don't.
It's gonna sit in the box.
Because I mean, we've waited this long for a C3PO, and you have one C3PO on your display. Are you gonna put him like this?
I mean,
Like, you know what I
it's
mean?
unique. It's unique for sure.
It's
But I think
cool,
like
but-
I have like Salacious kind of like on him, like maybe finicking with his eye. But other than that, like for a photo, for something for sure. But at the end of the day,
This is how
Collector's
you
gonna
want
use the other one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. So that's why, yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Is anyone going to use that second head sculpt? I guess it's kind of cool. And almost glad that they didn't include it and take like $25, $30 off the price. It's kind of like, I'm never going to use that. I'm never.
Right.
It'd be cool for a photo maybe, but like you said, Riley, but yeah, I'm going to commit to this. I think so. We're all three committing eventually, right? It's just a matter of
gotta
when.
have this.
Yeah. I want to get this guy. He's die cast, beautiful looking. It's, you can see though, it's like the sideshow one. You could see when he's not lit up, his eyes are like that, right? You can see them kind of vaguely behind there. So you just got to keep him lit up every so often. But hopefully, the light up function's pretty consistent and good and better than some of the other figures. The sideshow one, the batteries lasted a pretty long time. So, and all you did was, I don't know if you had that one, but you just kind of tap the head and the light turns on and off.
Oh,
So it was pretty cool. So maybe Hot Toys can use something like that instead of
I don't know
having
if they're doing USB or not, but
That would be great.
batteries?
That'd be great.
Cool.
Well, I mean, everyone who paid $800 for the Tamashii Nation or whatever is probably like, wow, fuck my life. But it's
that was up in value too, because like Hot Toys never did it. So it was
not that
crazy.
it's not a great figure, but so is this for $300. So
Totally
10%. Oh,
10% off.
Damn.
God,
Damn it, I missed it again. All right, guys. Well, let us know in the chat what you're thinking about this C3PO. It sounds like to me that everyone is on board with it. So it should be pretty interesting. And we're going to come back to Star Wars, guys, but I want to address something real quick. We got a bunch of updates that I feel were pretty interesting that we don't usually get from Hot Toys. And I wanted to talk about these because everything that they showed in these updates, damn, it looks really, really good. And it was all Marvel stuff. And like I said, we're going to come back to Star Wars because I know that's the hot ticket right now. But these new updated head sculpts, we had Tom Holland, we had Shuri, and we had, Natalie Portman, Thor, right? Lady Thor. So Mighty Thor. So that's something that I think is really, really exciting because the Tom Holland head sculpt already looked good. It already looked really good. And now it looks about 10% better somehow. I don't know how they did it. I hope the final comes out that good. Shuri, they hadn't shown, and now they are, and it's freaking great. And then Natalie Portman looks far better than it did originally. So, Riley, I can only hope they do this for your boy Doc Ock. And they do it for some of the others.
And Andrew,
Well, Electro already looks pretty good. Andrew needs an update for sure. Toby's already good. But anyway, so what do you think about this, Riley? Is this the new standard? Should we be holding Hot Toys to this standard? Because clearly they can update these head sculpts and make them perfect when they want to, right?
Right. So I'd first say that these are incredible. I mean, specifically the Tom Holland, like to me, I feel like that's literally like a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. I think it looks like exactly like him. It's crazy. And I, like you said, when we saw the original, and I was like, damn, this is like, it looks just like him. It's amazing. Like it can't get better, and then it just did. Like they made him I think they made him a little bit younger, just looked a lot better. So now when you look at the old sculpt, you're like, yeah, this
Riley, they gave him acne.
you could see the pores.
It's literally that good. Like move aside J and D.
Right.
Like
totally. Like it's insane for a 6 scale figure. Like this does look like a statue quality. It's incredible. The hair really well done, and that's not to say there's also 2 other ones which I love that they did because I feel like when they do these updates on just one figure, it's not as hype when you see a line of figures. That's really nice to see. And again, like these are really great updates. They look just like the actors and actresses. So I'm very happy that Hot Toys is doing this. I think we should set the standard. I mean, like we said, these are prototypes still at the end of the day. When it comes to mass, it'll probably drop a bit. But hey, we love them beforehand. So they're adding more on top of the proto. Like I'm pretty sure we'll be happy in the final. So overall, it's an amazing thing. Like I said, having the 3 new ones was really nice to me because I feel like when there's just one, it's cool. But we'll move on from it. But we're seeing multiple figures getting updated is really nice to see. And I mean, hopefully we see, like you said, updates for specific ones that, like we said, Doc Ock. I think that's definitely when we get a update post for that, the whole world's gonna go crazy because when it got announced, everyone was going crazy over how bad the head sculpt looks. So I definitely think that that's one Hot Toys should be targeting. Even the Andrew Garfield, it's not like it's bad or anything, but it was like like a 7.5. Like it's him, but it's could be a lot better. So hopefully we see some more updated posts because I need that No Way Home display to look as perfect as it can be. I'm very nitpicky on it. So, and this Natalie Portman is also really good. And I wonder if the Padme one that we got before, maybe they'll update that even more because we have this one here. I don't know how that's going to work, but overall, very good to see. I hope we do set the standard because we're paying high prices. This is a high price product. So I just so happy to see. It looks awesome.
I mean, Riley, these 3 head sculpts they showed, like optical. Right. What they did here, Hot Toys was like, you know what, InArt, hold my beer, because they said we're going to lower the price. These are prototypes. I get that. But these prototypes are really, really, really good. And they're lowering the price instead of raising it. So as much as I love InArt and I'm a huge fan of them and what they do, Hot Toys is bringing their A game too, which again, this is like best case scenario for us collectors because we win. Everyone's elevating. Third parties elevating. Hot Toys is. InArt is. Everyone's elevating to win our dollar. And it's working for us. So optical. Should we hold Hot Toys to this new standard? Because what they're doing here is really exciting.
I think so. And also this is kudos to Hot Toys because they understand where collecting is right now. And I said it on my video where they didn't do this for InArt because InArt does not have Marvel. They're not competing with anyone with this one. You want that Spider-Man, you don't have any choice. You buy what we have, what we present to you. But that's not what collecting is at this moment right now. I mean, there's so many collectibles. I'm not just talking about InArt. There's third party, there's 3-0, all stepping up their game. And we're in a recession. So people are not buying collectibles regardless of how good it looks. So how would they combat that? By lowering the price, putting purse on everything, and then making it so good. So that you would be like, man, I have no plans on getting the Shuri. But boy, this is so good. Let me go. It's $280. Let me go ahead and get it. So they did the reverse instead of being this, hey, we're this premium brand. So that's why we can't lower our price. We keep on getting it up. No, we're making it affordable and we'll make you think twice of, not getting this. That's why I feel like we're in the golden age of premium products. I wouldn't say collecting because this might not be collectibles. This might sit on the shelf, but they still look really good. By collectibles, people associate that with value and the rarity. I think we're getting past that, and I think InArt is still in that realm, but Hot Toys is taking it further where, hey man, we're not guaranteeing that this is going to last, this is going to be a grail down the line. I can tell you can buy this for $280 and it looks really damn good. So I think that's the approach that they're getting into now, and I personally like it. Like, I don't know if that Tom Holland is going to be a grail. Probably not. Probably we're going to see 75 more Spider-Mans, and it's going to improve. But what you're buying right now for the price and the value, I think it's great. And I think they're doing the right approach instead of doing the reverse where I'm just going to compete. I'm going to do rooted hair too, and I'm going to charge you $450. No, they step back. This is going to be $280. We're going to put purse on pretty much. That's why on my other preview in Wen Wu, it sucks because they were announced in 2021. Yep. If they were announced right now, all of them would have purse and all of them would be, just it's affordable, in my opinion. So it kind of sucks that, we got Shang-Chi and all that. So imagine like all those guys gonna be in this quality, in this price, man. But I love what we're seeing right now. They're competing with our dollars, not just for the characters, but for our dollars. So
well, Opto, here's what I would say about this Tom Holland too, and I don't know if you guys agree with this. If you give this rooted hair, this is Aragorn level quality. Like this head sculpt right here is one of the best Hot Toys head sculpts. Look at that angle. Mm-hmm. That's dead 100%. There's no mistaking who that is, right?
If InArt got the license for Spider-Man, all they can do is just put rooted hair on this one.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. This is stunning. This head sculpt. This is.
I can't wait to get this. And you get the neck too. Like
right. The neck is improved. I hope they take that into all their Spideys now, Riley. But dude, honestly, Riley, seeing how good this head sculpt is, bro, makes me like, you know what? Maybe I do need that snow chimney. Right. I didn't think I wanted that originally, optical. I don't know if you were too, because I think almost everyone's probably going to get this. Like this is a really hot figure. Unless you just don't really collect Marvel or give a shit about Spider-Man, then this Spider-Man suit, everyone is losing their minds for it. Optical, when we saw the film, remember I was like, I barely saw that suit. It was dark, but I loved it, and I was and I really wanted it. So this is just, when you think of Spider-Man, these are like the colors in the suit that you would think of, right? And it's just, man,
it's hard to say no on this because we don't even know the next Spider-Man movie. Like there's no rumors when it's going to be released or announced. Even if it was announced, it's the movie itself is going to be released 2 years from now, and then it's going to be released 2 years after the movie comes out.
Right,
we're talking about 4 years here. So you get this now. I don't know when this is going to ship. Maybe next year. Then you still have it. You can enjoy the best Spider-Man for now for at least 3 years. You know, it's
right. I mean, you're gonna have to wait till like 2027 at least for that.
At least.
Well, that's kind of the thing with Kang, right? Well, Kang might not come back at all.
True.
Now. Well, Jonathan Majors Kang, but you know, it's
that's Camilla Grail,
yeah. So I just love what Hot Toys is doing with these updated head sculpts. Again, I hope these make it pretty close to production. Because with Wen Wu, I haven't got it in hand yet. I think I'm happy with it though. There's definitely a downgrade, but I think I'm okay with it. It's about a 10% downgrade, I feel like, which is about in that acceptable threshold. So with these, probably expecting something similar, but it looks really, really great. Honestly, these are great, man. You know, I'm with you though, Optical. I watched your preview video. I'm more likely probably to get Namor and Namor than I am Shuri. I just really liked his character a lot, and Shuri I think is great, but I don't know if she would make my cut. But I do feel like Namor, I honestly, with seeing these head sculpts, I really want to see what they would do with him with a seamless body and a head sculpt like this. Damn, like I can't wait to see. So I'm excited. This all makes me excited for the future of what collecting. Like Optical said, we got a golden age. So, but Optical, you made a really good point as we move on about the economy right now. And Hot Toys is recognizing that. And Sideshow knows too. I'm sure Sideshow has talked to Hot Toys extensively about this, saying like, we need to cut our production numbers back a little bit and maybe cut the prices back a little bit because we're discounting everything by 40%. And it's just not good. So it's devaluing the brand. So so yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm getting this Spider-Man, probably passing on the other two, but
can't do it, bro. Gotta get them all.
Are you gonna get them all, Riley?
You gotta get them all.
You're not getting all three. You
gotta get Andrew and Toby. Come on.
Optical, he's not getting all three of them.
No, not the other two. Not the other two.
I thought you meant Shuri and Mighty Thor. Okay. Yeah. The Spider-Man, maybe I'll get Andrew, but probably not Toby. I said this is my most. I'm Mr. Keco today. I really don't care about that Toby figure that much, honestly. Like it looks good, but Tobey Maguire to me is not that important. So he's not. I care more about Tom. He's kind of my Spider-Man. So. Wow. But yeah,
shame.
Yeah, we'll see, guys. We shall see. That said, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. And I want to ask you guys, we're going to return back to the world of Star Wars because we got some exciting announcements, and I want to kind of go over these real quick. I don't even know if Optical had the chance to see some of this, but there were a bunch of things shown. One of them being an Ahsoka trailer, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask the question because we like to frame these in the realm of collecting, right? The Hot Toys Ahsoka can still be had on a lot of websites. I think Sideshow might still be waitlisted on her, but you can get her, the Mandalorian Ahsoka, right? And the reason I ask this question is not because you're not going to get another Ahsoka, but like Optical mentioned, if you don't have an Ahsoka and you watch this show and you absolutely love it and you're saying, God damn, I need an Ahsoka like yesterday, right? And then Mandalorian Ahsoka is already gone. That's the question, right? Because it's like Darth Vader, Optical. That Kenobi Vader comes out and you're like, well, shit, I was going to wait for Return of the Jedi, but this one's amazing and I really want a Vader now. Is that what's going to happen with this show? Because I will say, as far as this trailer goes, this trailer was dope. This trailer was really good. And, I don't want to get too overly excited, but I am excited to see Jedi and lightsabers again. Like, I love Mando and I think it's great, but I like a balance. And Andor, you're seeing blasters and a little more of a Western gritty feel, right? So this is a little bit different, but Optical, I'm going to start with you on this one. Should collectors, if they want Ahsoka, should they get Mando Ahsoka now? I know there's some issues you've seen, like with broken arms and such, but what do you think?
It's not out yet, right? Like some people are receiving it from Sideshow. But
Like people are getting it, but
technically it's like waitlisted. I don't know if we all believe that it's waitlisted. I don't know how credible that is. I've been watching that because I still don't believe that these things are waitlisted, right? Like I'm probably one of the few, and some people are like, oh, it's coming back. Oh, it's never coming back. We're back to limited. I don't know until they make me suffer. Then yeah. As far as this, like this is a TV show. When is it going to be released? This year?
August of this year.
August of this year. So most likely you're going to wait another year. Honestly, if I didn't pre-order that Ahsoka, knowing what I do know now, like the broken arm, single jointed arm, I probably just wait for this version, because it's not. It's one thing if it's such a good figure, but there's problems to it. The single jointed, first and foremost, maybe they'll fix the arm. Maybe it won't be broken anymore, but it's still single jointed. Head sculpt not on point. It's there. I'm not complaining. I like it. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's there. But there's issues with the figure, and then that figure was considered DX, which is like what? It's not bad. It's 330, but it's Tom Holland is 280. So this was one of those things where it shouldn't have been a DX in the first place, and it was kind of expensive back then. So it sounds good in theory now, where you're gonna be like, well, at least you have an Ahsoka right now. But this is not the case where I mentioned with Tom Holland earlier, where you're waiting 4 years. This you might be waiting 2 years, maybe 2.5, and for sure you'll get a better figure because the figure that that's released now, it's not, it's good, it's okay. So if you are not, if I didn't pre-order it, I can't get my NRD anymore, so I'm not gonna lose that. So okay, I'm gonna get this. Keep in mind, I have not an advantage. I have something to get this. I will review it. I'll get, I get views out of it. If you're a regular collector who doesn't, and you haven't pre-ordered yet, don't feel bad if it sells out. You're gonna get another crack at it, and possibly you'll get the Mando situation where the Chrome Mando, and then people were like, "Oh man, I wish I wouldn't have gotten that Mando." It's like, "Oh, at least you enjoyed it for 2 years." Yeah, that 2 years is gone now, and now I can't.
And now I lost $100.
Now I lost $100, and you get a better figure. Not only the money part, but you now you get the better figure. So it's up to you. If you can't wait, go take a dive on it. Knowing what you do know now. It's not USB powered, right? The lightsaber. Does it even light up?
I think it's battery operated like the others. Yeah, for that one, because it was announced a while ago before the USB trend became a thing. But yeah, optical, dude, that's a really good comparison. The Chrome Mando versus the Beskar Mando, because that's what could happen to you. But also it could not happen. You could also get the new version and it's just not as cool as the other one, right? This also could be argued for Bo-Katan. Like if you are enjoying Mando Season 3 and you are enjoying how Bo-Katan has been really thrust into the spotlight, maybe you're like, God damn, I need a Bo-Katan. I'm just going to get the Mando one, right? But then you got the single jointed elbows, and obviously, spoiler alert, the shoulder pauldron's a little bit different now. So, the Darksaber, there could be a bunch of other stuff, right? So, you're always kind of thinking about what the next could be and whether the other one is better. And you never really know. It's always a guessing game. But if you want an Ahsoka, I don't know. It's tough, right? But I've just seen several people breaking her arms. And I'm just like, dude, I feel like I know. I feel like I would break it, Riley. I feel like I would break that Ahsoka.
I just feel like there's so much improvements that you could do with that that DX, that if you're not like itching for it right now, like if you can hold for 2 years, maybe I've been holding for a Vader. Look at me, and maybe I'll hold another 2 years. If you could, might be worth the wait. But if not, go ahead.
That makes sense. Well, Riley, what do you think? Should collectors get that Ahsoka now if they're feeling the Ahsoka hype, or should they hold out?
Yeah, so this is an interesting question. I think it mainly is like Optical said. I mean, I think it really depends on the collector and how you really love the character itself. But if your Keco Collects, shout out to him. he's gonna say to pick up that Mando. You got to get the DX. But like I said, I think it really depends for you. The DX, I mean, that's a pretty special release. Obviously, it's being a DX. That's really nice. I'd also say that like you talked about, this could be a Mando moment where they do the Chrome. I think that's 100% with this one, because the outfit is the same, but I don't know if you guys know about this, but her tails are, I think they're called like Leikus or whatever. They updated it in the show that they're longer than in the Mandalorian, which are more accurate to the actual of Ahsoka. So in my eyes, when this Ahsoka show comes out, Hot Toys are definitely gonna do this again. It'll probably be the same outfit, because I know people in the chat are saying she has the same outfit from Ahsoka to Mando, but her things are longer, her tails or whatever. So that will 100% be like, oh, updated tendril or whatever, updated Leikus, they're going to be longer. Hot Toys will do an announcement. and you'll get that. So if you want to wait for your most accurate and best Ahsoka, sure, yeah, you'll wait for this. This will be the ultimate one because it's more accurate to the character. Because I know a lot of people had problems. They're like, oh, they look too short in Mando, so Lucasfilm or Disney listened to that and they made it longer. So I think that'll definitely happen. So collectors could wait for that. For me, I don't know. I mean, the Ahsoka trailer, I really do like it. I've been watching Rebels. Shout out to people out there. I started watching. It's actually really good. But I've been enjoying the character of Ahsoka. So I think I'm going to end up getting this DX. But you do make a good point. That does have issues with the arms breaking. So that's a little scary. You have to be like very museum style. You don't want to risk it. But like I said, it really depends on the collector. If you're impatient, you really want to have your Ahsoka figure while you're watching the show. Because I mean, you're not going to get that Ahsoka figure while you're watching the show. It's going to take you 2 years to get your Ahsoka when the show one comes out. But like I said, you can either wait, be impatient. It's really up to the collector at the end of the day. But for me, I think I'm going to go with the DX one. I'll wait, see if maybe it goes. I don't know if it'll go on a discount though. I mean, maybe with the breakages, people will sell it. I don't know. But like you make a good point. It is a little scary that there is breakages for it. So that'll make you like, hold on, I'm going to hold off because I know they're going to do another one. It'll be more accurate. Maybe they'll do updated to make sure it doesn't break. But like I said, maybe your best bet is to wait. But it's going to be tough to wait 2.5 years to 2 years to get the figure. So I might have to pick it up just to have it on the shelf because I don't know if I could wait that long. But we'll see.
And the one thing, guys, you probably saw from the show, we're probably going to get a Thrawn figure from this show.
Oh yeah,
right.
Sure.
So this is probably going to be a Kang situation, right? You're going to get a Thrawn, and there's going to be like, all right, there's a Thrawn figure. If you want one, here's your opportunity. And then there'll be that Dave Filoni film, that's going to connect everything. And then at that point, there'll be the ultimate Thrawn, like a Thrawn, kind of like we were talking about optical with Kang, right? Where Kang shows up in Kang Dynasty, and it's like, oh, this is the Kang to own, right? And that's the one that really means business. That's what's going to happen with Thrawn too. You're going to have the opportunity to get a Thrawn if you want one early, or if you want to be patient and get one later, you can do that. But yeah, the outfit's probably going to be the same for this, but maybe they can fix the arm issue. Maybe this one would probably have a USB light up saber like Optical mentioned. So maybe there's some improvements that can be made. So it just depends how important Ahsoka is to you. If Ahsoka is really important and you need her now, get her now. If she's not, then maybe hold out a little bit and see what happens. So guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. I think we have a couple super chats that I want to address here. I got to get rid of this banner real quick, but we had one from Benno Benny. Benno Benny, I want to go way back up here because I'm so sorry that I missed it before we move on to the next topic. So here it was. It was about Tom Holland. He said, Tom Holland went from Spider-Man to Spider-Boy. The OG sculpt looked like an evolution of the character. Dude, 100%. And that's why I think that figure is partially so, exciting for most collectors because it really indicates, it shows that transition from Spider-Boy or Iron Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. Right. And I think you guys would agree. We all like it for that reason. Right. And it just looks cool.
Totally. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, integrated suit was cool, Riley, but this is really cool. This is Miles.
Yeah, but
cool.
He was like in the whole portion of the movie. So I had to get him for that reason.
True.
To pair him with the other Spider-Mans. But I get waiting for that ultimate red and blue. But the integrated, you can't sleep on that base. That base is incredible.
That base is incredible. But optical, like Benno Benny said, is that one of the reasons that you're considering getting that Spider-Man? Because it shows like the transition.
Not for emotional reasons. It's just purely figure. It's just the best looking Spider-Man. Because like Riley says, the what do you call that, integrated suit is what he wore for the most of the movie.
Right.
But it just looks cool, and the head sculpt is amazing, and it's $280. I mean, like if you sell one Spider-Man in your collection, like one of those PS4 Spider-Mans, you add $50 and you can get this. The best head sculpt that you can get. So.
Well, now that Optical says 280, Riley, I'm not sure I need the base anymore. I'm not sure because what is the snow one, like 420, something like that?
I don't know. Probably
it's like 330.
330. Okay, I can't remember because I thought it was like $100 difference. I was like, I'm not paying $100 for a chimney. I'm not doing it.
Right.
So we got another super. Thank you so much, Benno Benny, by the way. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Thank you so much for the kindness and generosity. Caleb, thank you so much, bro. I always enjoy seeing Caleb stuff on Instagram, by the way. What's up, Glad? I got my Ahsoka from Mando. That trailer got me hyped. Posing her right now. Dude, sometimes it's nice. I've gotten more into posing in recent months, guys. Like sometimes where I'll just be like waiting for a stream or something, and I'll just be like, I'm just going to repose one of my figures. And then it brings a new level of joy with that character because they needed a different pose. They needed a change up. I just did it with Infinity War Star-Lord. That is an underrated figure. Isn't it optical? You can get that thing for like $100. I was ready to sell mine for like 125 bucks.
Yeah,
but it's like it's good, bro. It's really good. It's
really
just
good.
I don't know why. I guess Infinity War was ever produced. That's got to be it.
Yeah,
but
it's very underrated.
Yeah, Caleb, glad you got the Ahsoka, bro, and thank you so much for the super chat. Happy for you, bro. You got us all excited to pose again, so I really appreciate that. You got us all inspired. I want to talk about something else. There's a little bit of news also from the Star Wars celebration, and this obviously, I think they call the film Rey a Grail, a Star Wars story, something like that.
Yeah, Grail.
I'm pretty sure that's what they called it. But Rey has somehow returned, right?
Somehow.
Rey has somehow returned, and we need to talk about this because a lot of people are excited, some are not, but I'm very excited because I love sequel 1 and sequel 3. Last Jedi, not exactly my favorite, right? But I love Rise of Skywalker and I love The Force Awakens unapologetically. That's totally fine. But Rey is returning for a new film. Right. And this should be the one that's probably coming the soonest out of all the films they announced. Also, you have to take everything with a grain of salt because is the film even going to happen? Because under Kathleen Kennedy, more often than not, they're like, we're going to make this cool new thing. And then it's like, then 3 months later, we're not going to make that cool new thing anymore. We decided to not do that. And that's pretty much what happens more often than not. But Riley, I want to start with you. Can collectors forgive and forget about this? Because let's Riley, you're not the biggest fan of this, but Optical knows about this. Let's not forget Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones did not end well for most people. Most people were not happy. But then House of Dragon comes along and it's announced and it's like, oh, but they're going to screw it up. Like, I don't want to do any of that. You know, I heard John Cambia talking about this and it was a really good example. So I'm going to use it. Like people were like, you know, I don't want to do Game of Thrones again because they messed everything up. And then House of Dragon comes out and they're like, but damn, it's really good. Right? What if this Rey movie, hear me out, is good? Or this Rey movie, it turns out to be a grail of sorts. Does that vindicate the character? Are people going to want to go back and buy Rey or buy the new Rey? What do you think, Riley?
Dude, okay, well, it's a great question. I mean, it's funny because as soon as I saw this news, like it was funny because in the morning you go to the 1-6 groups and there's actually people saying like ISO Rey, we're looking for the Rey.
Yeah,
figures.
I saw
like,
that. I saw that.
People are already looking for her, even though we don't even know the film is out or if it's going to happen. So it's pretty hilarious to see. But overall, I'd say I think there could be collectors to forgive. I mean, a lot of people did say like there's people out there who really do have love for Rey. Like they love Rey as a character. They just think that maybe the direction and the writing may have messed things up. But overall, I'd say I mean Rey's a cool character. I didn't like hate her or anything. I know a lot of people do, but I was one for like she was a cool character. I'm not like the biggest sequel hater. I thought it was fine, but overall, I mean we collectors kind of already did do this because I know there's a lot of people out there after the sequel trilogy. People are like, I'm done. I'm never touching Star Wars again. Whatever shows and whatever comes out, it's over. I'm done with it. But then we got the Mandalorian, and look what everything happened, and everyone's loving Star Wars now. So the same thing could technically happen for this. Yes, I know Din Djarin is a new character, but hey, we can restore some faith for Rey Skywalker here because, like I said, if it has good direction, has good writing, and it's a great story, and has like fans just enjoy it. And another thing is that it's a movie. So I think a lot of people, including myself, are super excited to go back in theaters to see a Star Wars film. I think that's a really awesome experience. I mean, everyone knows this. So I'd say, yes, collectors could forgive. And some are already doing that, buying the figure on the aftermarket, which I find hilarious. But I don't have this figure. If the new film is, I think it's 15 years after the sequel timeline. If it's really good and I really like it, they're going to do a figure for Rey, obviously, because if it does great. So I'm going to pick it up. And yeah, I think I'm excited for what's going to happen. Hopefully they do it right and do it justice, but I can understand why some people out there are just like, nah, I don't want to see Rey again. But overall, I'm excited for it. I hope collectors forget. We'll see.
I'm excited for it too, bro. And I have this figure. I have the Force Awakens version with BB-8, and I have this
heard it's
version.
Great. Yeah, I've heard.
Dude, it is, man. The Force Awakens version is a little bit dated. I know Optical can probably speak to that. It's a little bit dated, a little bit of an older figure, but I still love it because it represents a really important character for me and a really important film for me. So, Optical, what do you think? Can collectors forgive and forget? Do you think people are going to adapt to this new Rey 15 years later?
I think it's too soon. I think it's
really? Okay.
I think the ones
because with Hayden Christensen, remember, it just took a while, right?
With Hayden Christensen, it took this film for them to realize that is not that bad. It took them another trilogy to realize, you know what we had back then was not that bad. But till then, everyone hated the prequel until the sequel came out, and they were just like, man, that prequel wasn't too bad. So
Damn.
It's true,
Star
though.
Wars fans are still kind of hurt with this. I personally was not. Like, I didn't mind the movie. It was okay. Uh, I didn't understand PJ why his hate is so much in his heart. I was just like, dude.
Well, Last of Us too. It's like that for me.
Yeah, I was like, let it go, man. Like, but I don't know, man. I think it's too soon. Just in my opinion, I don't know. It could be the best thing on earth. I think it's too soon. I think they gotta use something different, like or kind of like new characters, but known. They gotta integrate Mandalorian, Ahsoka.
10%, baby.
You to put her in the mix. But if you're gonna make a movie just revolving around her, I don't know if people forgot. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. The Last Jedi wasn't too long ago, and nothing happened in between outside of TV shows. That nothing. They didn't release a movie that people hated, and then she can come back, and then we realize, whoa, maybe that trilogy wasn't that bad. Like nothing happened in between. As a matter of fact, people loved what they released. They loved Mandalorian. And now there's gonna be new shows like Andor, and then she comes out, and what happens if it sucks again? They're gonna be like, God damn, we don't want to see her.
Yeah, right.
Bring in Mandalorian again.
That's a good question, Optical. What does happen if it sucks again?
Yeah, what happens if people just doesn't
wreck.
genuinely like it? Like I like, again, for the record, I didn't hate the trilogy. I didn't hate it. I didn't mind it at all. I didn't think it ruined Star Wars for me. But people felt that way, especially the hardcore fans. So it was just like, what happens if they didn't like this movie again? Her career is basically over at that point. So I don't know. I feel bad for the girl, like I feel bad for this girl lady. I was like, dude, it's not her fault.
You make a good point though, that it's weird that they're starting with the movies to do Rey again, to try and do that redeeming story. Like, as I know they have other movies lined up, but they're putting that on the back. They're going to do it after. So maybe it would have been better if they started with those ones and then did Rey at the end. But I don't know. I mean, like people said, other people are saying it has been a while because this film's going to come out in 2025, I believe. But I mean, what is that like? When did
probably 6 years, right? Didn't it come out in 2018 or 19? Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. So
isn't that crazy to think, bro? Yeah. That's crazy.
Dude, you know what the best thing is? Test the waters first. Have her appear on one of these shows. Have her appear on Ahsoka, and let's see how people react. If there's still hate and vitriol, then stop. Don't even
cancel it.
Have her make
cancel it. They cancel stuff all the time.
Yeah, silhouette, her lightsaber lighting up, and let's see how the people react. And be like, uh-oh, here we go. And they'll be like, man, get this bitch off the screen. That's the reaction. Don't do the movie.
I'm sure some fans were at Star Wars Celebration and said that, but
maybe. Yeah.
But Daisy really is so hard to dislike, bro. She's so fucking.
Yeah.
I don't think her person. I think maybe the character. They're blaming everyone. Captain Kennedy. They're blaming everyone for this.
Jon Favreau's in hot water now because of Mando season 3.
Yeah.
So he was beloved, and now fans have turned on him too.
These are passionate fans, man. You give them 2 bad episodes, they want to cancel you.
Dude, they're like Philadelphia Eagle fans or something. It's like you have one bad game, and it's like bench his ass. Yeah.
It was just like, fucking take my Mando out of here. It was like we had 2 good seasons. We had 2 good seasons.
Yeah, we had 2 good seasons. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Just maybe. We'll see.
It's something to think about, Optical, and Riley. It is something to think about. I do feel like, because I don't know. I feel like people's problem with the sequels, definitely there's an argument to be made. There's a lot of people who feel a certain way about Rey, about things being too easy for her, right? Her not having enough training, her not having enough build up, her just being naturally good at everything. But Rise of Skywalker, well or not, did try to explain that, saying, oh, she's a Palpatine, she's fucking natural, right? So they did try, at least. I mean, it was kind of a retcon because Rian Johnson came in and threw everything off. But if JJ had done all 3, I'm confident they would have been a little more cohesive. But it is what it is, and he had to do what he could with what he could do. So anyway, but yeah, Mando season 3. Let's talk about it, guys, because we got our next topic on the docket. And Optical, what you were talking about is kind of where I want to go with this, right? Mando season 3, a lot of people are not happy right now. A lot of people are not happy because they're not happy with the direction that things are going, right? Or the lack thereof of direction where things are going, because there is essentially no overarching story right now. It doesn't appear to be, right? The kind of the plot is we're going to reclaim Mandalore. Reclaim it from who? And also, when is it happening? Because we just went on this episode, right? Spoiler alert, by the way, if you have not seen it. we went on this episode on basically a long side quest about chasing droids and detective work, and then eventually we got to the end, which is the meat of the episode, the last 7 to 9 minutes, and really we could have, I felt, speed run through all the rest of it, and now we got to the point where we're at, right? But that said, like we were referencing, Optical, I do want to start with you on this one. So does this pollute a Mando figure line? Because like you said, all it takes is one bad season for fans to kind of turn, right? So if this season 3 ends the way this season is currently going, and does that kind of put a damper on the Mando hype? Because the ratings are way down. And I'm wondering if the collecting world is going to sour on the Mando line. Because remember, before with season 1 and 2, Hot Toys was like, anything Mando, print it, baby. It's money. And that's what they were doing. But now I'm not so sure that that's going to happen, because I don't even know. Have we even seen a Mando season 3 announcement yet? I don't think we have, right? From Hot Toys?
No.
Yeah, there's not been a single one. Maybe they're just behind. But I'm assuming they're going to make a Mando and probably a new Bo-Katan. But maybe they're not going to go as deep and make 20 figures from a season of Mando like they would have before, because the ratings are lower. Optical, what do you think? Does this season kind of pollute or contaminate the Mando line for you?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like we were joking around like on season 2 when and it's funny because in season 2, Boba Fett came out and we were like, Mando looks like a sidekick,
Right.
And that was like 2 episodes. This feels like the entire season, Mando's a sidekick to Bo-Katan. Like they should have just renamed. I'm not saying it's not entertaining. It still is. I still watch it. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it just like season 1 and 2 is so good that you watch it. So like, all right, like it feels like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like we don't know where we're going. Like this phase 4 and 5, like it's still entertaining. I'm still watching it, but I'm not as invested as I was in phase 1 to 3. Kind of like, all right, we're gonna see Thanos now in here. Kind of like, all right, where are we going here? Okay, you're gonna reclaim Mandalorian, and it feels like the entire season 3. Who said that? Alabama. Like they ran out of ideas what to do with Grogu, where to go next, and it feels like, all right, we're going to create more Mandalorians because they look so cool, and we're going to sell merchandise because Hot Toys can make a gazillion Mandalorians with different colors, but it requires the show to be good for you to fall into that hype. Nowadays, with so many options, looking cool is not going to cut it. Like people would still buy things that look cool, but they'll wait for a discount, and maybe they'll be okay with that. I mean, I'll buy a new Bo-Katan, like with her new hair and updated head sculpt and all that stuff. I'll get that. Maybe double jointed elbows with all that and all that. But again, even if they release that, I'm not as invested. Kind of like, I mean, I see sometimes you see a show and you'd be like The Last of Us. I was like, man, why did I sell my Joel? Why did I sell my Joel? Even though it's like the cartoon version, third party, I want to pose it now. But in here, I'm not even interested to pick up my Mandalorian figure and pose it because there's nothing really that's igniting inside of me. Like there's no fire. Kind of like, hey, give me one scene, one episode where I'm be like, man, we're back. We're almost halfway through now, right? Like we're what, like,
dude, no, we have 2 episodes left.
We have 2 episodes left, and I got nothing to show for. Like there's no signature scene, nothing.
No, that's a good point. What scene can we point to this season? Yeah,
there's nothing. There's no signature scene. We're 2 episodes out, and I don't know where we're going, and it's just no redeeming factor so far. Like if I don't know if they release a line for Mando 3, which one are they're going to begin with? They can't release another Mando. We just got that Chrome Mando. It looks exactly like this. Maybe a new Bo-Katan, maybe, and those Paz Vizsla, maybe. I don't know. There's nothing you can get out of here. Nothing. So yeah. It does pull you the Mando line for me.
Well, what Optical? How Mando's armor, from my knowledge, is not any different. So I don't know if Hot Toys, like, the only thing they could do be like, well, shit, maybe we make him die cast or something. Like, what else are they going to do? But Bo-Katan, you could easily update and give her, some new accessories and give her a new shoulder pauldron and all that good stuff. But, one of the things too, I think with Bo-Katan is she's kind of almost taken the lead. Like, it's almost become more of a Bo-Katan show than it has Mando this season. And I think part of it is now that the show is not doing as well. There's all these rumors surfacing about Grogu wasn't meant to come back, and then Disney execs were like, no, he's coming back and we're going to make you do it. So now that's happening and that's surfacing where like that was never the plan, and maybe he was going to be with Luke and half the show was going to be follow him with Luke and half was going to follow Mando and so forth, and then they just forced them back together. So I don't know. Maybe Disney was like, no, we can't separate them. They're a cash cow together, right? They're like Joel and Ellie. You don't separate them, right? So Riley, what do you think? I mean, Optical saying it's polluting the line a little bit for him. I'm wondering if collectors are going to feel the same. Are collectors going to support season 3 Mando line? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. Honestly, I'd probably say the season 3 would pollute the Mando line. I mean, it depends how these 2 last episodes go. Maybe they are something crazy, but overall, I'd say, I mean, personally to me, Mando season 3, in comparison to season 1 and 2, like you guys have been saying, it's very underwhelming in my eyes. Like, I'm still enjoying it. It's not like I hate Mando season 3. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. We're getting Star Wars content. It feels more like filler content to me, though. We're not really getting to like a main important point. We don't even know who the antagonist is, really. Like, we don't know who the villain is. There's 2 episodes left. So that's a little weird to see. And I feel like, yeah, a lot of it's a little filler, but like I said, I'm still enjoying it, but I feel like this latest episode, I really was expecting a lot. I was like, we better go hard and heavy. I mean, spoiler for last episode, but we saw the shreds of Beskar armor for Moff Gideon. I thought we'd see Moff Gideon in this episode, but like they were just like on a different planet doing a side mission, and it just really took me out of it, man. So I really hope that this next episode, I think it literally has to be amazing. And I mean, I've even heard some rumors. I mean, I'm gonna imagine. I think that Moff Gideon, Thrawn, I think they're both gonna show up next episode. It's gonna be crazy. I hope that happens because a lot of people have been like, everyone's been saying, like, there hasn't been a lot of those like eye-grabbing iconic moments like season 2 and season 1. I mean, season 2, you had Ahsoka come out of nowhere from like off the jump. You had Grogu getting taken by the Dark Troopers, like crazy stuff happening. Boba Fett returning, like, but this season's felt very like like you said, Mando's felt sidelines. So I'm a little disappointed in that aspect. But I'd say if the season 3 stays the same it is, I think it'll definitely pollute the Mando figure. I could see a lot of people being like, you know what, maybe I will skip on that little side character, that little trooper. I'll skip on this from the Mando line. Because like you said, the Mando line is huge. It's crazy. And maybe people will sell some figures. I don't know if that will happen. But I'd say, I mean, we're kind of seeing that with Marvel, like you guys have been talking about with, I mean, all of the latest content. Like the best example is Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, we got, I think, three figures from that or something like that, or 4 figures, I think, with Valkyrie. And a lot of people are like, nah, I hated the film. I'm not going to pick up any of these because they just didn't enjoy the content. So maybe we'll see that. Like, I feel like we can't really give that much a pass for Star Wars with Mando because season 3, just in my eyes, has felt like, like very like mediocre compared to the previous season. So hopefully it picks up. I think the next episodes, I think they'll be pretty crazy. Like you said, I've even heard people saying like Kathleen Kennedy, there's rumors that she went in and tried to change the whole story with Grogu, trying to get him back with Din. Like he wasn't even supposed to be back with him. And that, like, I heard Pedro's like, he's not really happy with Disney at the moment, and Jon Favreau, all this crazy stuff. So it's pretty crazy. But overall, I'd say season 3 will definitely pollute the Mando figure line to some people, but others just are diehard Star Wars fans, and they'll pick them up nonetheless. But overall, I'd say, in my eyes, for season 3, if it stays at this same like moment and movement, I'd be less inclined to pick up Mando figures. That's just me. And I know Optical, he said the same thing. So.
Well, and Riley, you can't really undo it now. Grogu is back. So, and we all like having Grogu around. I mean, that's great, but it, I feel like it almost needed to go in a different direction, And
like, not only that is he's not doing much. And
he's really not. He's just like flipping every now and then, and that's it.
Right.
He's like jumping around, and that's pretty much it. I mean, most of the scenes are Mando and Bo-Katan, honestly. The season, I mean, honestly, if there were an overarching story, it would be Bo-Katan going back into leadership. That's pretty much the story right now. And it's not even her. It's almost like when Mando came and took over Book of Boba Fett for 3 episodes. That's what this feels, but with like a whole season where Bo-Katan, I think Bo-Katan's great, but she's almost taken over the show where it's and it's great. I like Bo-Katan. I would almost rather her have her own show because I think she's such an awesome character. But it feels like almost Mando is like not really doing anything. Like, what's the development for Mando this season? He redeemed himself in 1 episode. Like, where's the character arc for him? Like, Non-existent.
I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, like I said, the next episodes, I'm hoping for some banger content. And like people said, like I wonder if with what season 3 is going on, if we'll get that N1, because I know a lot of people have been wanting that N1.
That's the
so
question. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd probably still be it. I'd still find it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I still think it's pretty dope. But yeah, I think this could sour collectors a little bit on their over enthusiastic love for the Mando line. So when the Mando figures start dropping, people might be like, I don't know, season 3. Like you guys said, Love and Thunder or whatever other example.
And even like you said, Book of Boba Fett. I mean,
Yeah.
not a lot of people like that either.
Yeah,
Are
are people
I'm not
lining
gonna
up for
pick
Book of Boba Fett figures? Maybe the Cad
Right.
Bane, but that's it, right?
Exactly.
You know, the other ones probably not.
Will, that's a good point. Like at least on Book of Boba, you can pick some moments that'll be like,
Right.
all right, that's a figure worthy, like Cad
Right.
Bane.
Yep.
Like
That's
with
true.
with
Yeah.
Bo-Katan, yeah, you know, but the one who has one, yeah, can you improve in it? Sure, but it's not gonna be miles better than what we have now. Because the one that we have now is not too bad.
No.
In Book of Boba, you have the Boba in a throne, which is really cool, regardless of how you feel about the show. Right, like just as a figure itself, him sitting there looks cool. If they put up a Rancor, maybe with Boba on top, I'm sure PJ would buy it, or someone would buy it.
He would.
In this show, I just couldn't think of something that they would make a figure, even though I didn't like the episode, that would be like, I'll buy that. You know, kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get that. You know, kind of like I can't think of one like figure that they would make in this show season. They'll be like, all right, I need to have that. Kind of like with you, you didn't like Book of Boba, but you Cad Bane was like, I'm gonna buy that.
Oh, dude.
Right.
That's one of the best Star Wars scenes ever. I love that. With him and with Timothy Oliphant's character. Yeah. I always forget his name, but yeah, that was an awesome scene, bro. An awesome scene. So guys,
this feels like a Halo series. Like Halo the Spartan series.
well, dude, it's funny, Optical, because I feel like the budget is there. Like there's some really cool space battles with the N1 and some other cool stuff, but it's like it almost feels like a season of side quests. Like if you were the player in a video game, Optical, you completed the main story, and this whole season is you just doing the extra content.
The DLC.
That's yeah, but the DLC even has a story, like Left Behind, Last of Us, right? Like it has a story and something to go through. It even Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that, right? But this feels like just extra filler content that it's almost like the deleted episodes that you never saw, like Chappelle Show or something, right? That's what this feels like. It almost feels like just extra content that they had lying around. There's no season arc, right? Bo-Katan is on more of an arc than Din is right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Really interesting.
And there's only 2 episodes left, so it's tough, man.
Yeah. And we got a super chat, guys. Thank you so much, Ash Chase. He said, after 2.5 years in the making, Loki will finally be here Tuesday to finish Endgame. Dude, so happy for you, bro. That's crazy that Loki took that long for you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ash. You're gonna love the figure, though. If you're a huge Loki fan, I know Optical has it. It honestly, that sculpt's not perfect, but in hand with the helmet on, Optical,
It's not bad. Not bad
it's
at
really
all.
good.
Yeah.
Really good. Ash, congratulations, bro. You know I'm proud of you. And I know you're really excited. Hopefully you're healing well. I think from what I remember, you tore your ACL. So hopefully you're doing well. And thank you so much for the generosity with the super chat. So yes, thank you so much, guys. And now we need to move on to our next topic. So that said, we have, let's see, probably one more Star Wars thing to talk about, right? This is pretty interesting. I don't know if you saw this, Optical, but Riley, I know, did. So this is pretty interesting. This is on Kit. This figure is $19 shipped. No, I'm just kidding. So it's $19 for the NRD. $90 for the NRD. This is the Queen Amidala from Play Toy. This is on 1/6 Kit, where everything is free shipping. So $139 shipped for this figure, right? So this is interesting because on face value, this figure looks really, really good. And I really don't know that much about Play Toy. I don't think I'd ever heard of them, to be honest. But when I look at this, I'm like, damn. Like, maybe Hot Toys was going to make this. Maybe they weren't. I know Aries and others have speculated about it for years because it's a really exciting looking figure, right? But, you know, even Kit put that this company usually has delays of 6 to 12 months. So make sure you know that before you buy it, right? So, you know, even Kit is kind of aware as to what's going on here. But I want to ask you guys, is this the best Hot Toy, the best third-party Star Wars figure ever? Because third-party doesn't really go after Star Wars that frequently. The only time, from what I remember, was the Anna Karen. And this is obviously a lot better than that. Riley, what do you think? I mean, for me, I don't really care about a Queen Amidala personally for my collection, but I know a lot of people do. So, but $139, maybe I'm a little bit skeptical. How do you feel?
Right. I mean, it's a good point. 139. That's a really good deal for what we're saying. And a lot of people, like you were saying, play toys. For me, I'm not familiar with them either. I actually don't know what they're on about, what their company's about. But what I'd say is, it definitely looks good off the prototype. Like, it looks really nice looking for a third party figure. So people can take that bet. I mean, $19. That's a pretty low NRD. I mean, for me, I'd say if you want this figure on your shelf, I would take the risk. I mean, $19 to me, at the end of the day, in this high hobby, I mean, a lot of us are spending a lot of money. So I'd say 19 for taking a risk on how good this figure could look. I'd say take a shot on it. Maybe if the final doesn't turn out well, maybe they, like people have said, can cancel the figure. Because I know third-party Star Wars figures get canceled sometimes, because I know Disney's very strong about them not doing stuff like that. I think, like you said, there's been an Anakin and there's been a Mace Windu. I think there's been a third-party Mace Windu made. But other than that, there hasn't really been any Star Wars, which is kind of weird to see. I feel like there's a lot of potential that third-party figures can tackle on, because a lot of people are waiting for hot toy figures. Like, I can name like 20 figures that they could do. But like I said, really good-looking figure. I mean, I'd say it definitely is. To answer the question, the best Star Wars third-party figure ever. I'd say so from the prototype for sure, because the Anakin still had that Karen hair off the prototype, so there was no fixing that rooted hair. But for this, I mean, it's got the sculpted hair there. It looks great. The tailoring looks really nice. I wonder if it does well for people, like I said, who want to have this character on their shelf. I don't think Hot Toys will do it anytime soon. I really don't. But who knows what they'll do. Overall, take the risk if you want it. $19, why not? I'd say go for it.
Yeah, this is interesting, Riley. And I'm glad someone in the chat brought that up, because I'd forgotten about that Mace Windu figure. Yeah, it was Collecting Madness. Thank you so much, Collecting Madness. Yeah, because now that the Hot Toys one exists, that's one I saw another comment to earlier in the show, where I really hope they update that head sculpt. Because that Mace Windu, I really want to get that Mace Windu, but the head sculpt right now, I'm thinking is solid to good, but not perfect. But if they update that and make it like Tom Holland level, it's like, bro, I'm in. Right. I would definitely get a Mace. Optical, what do you think about this? $139 for a Queen Amidala. This is kind of a niche Star Wars figure, I would say. I don't know if most Star Wars fans are, unless you're a diehard, really going to be like, I need a Queen Padme, but I don't know. What do you think, Optical?
Like Riley said, at 140, I think you can take the risk. I can see that the articulation is amazing on this figure. She has hands on the side and hands on the front.
$19 NRD, baby.
But do you really need Queen Amidala to do anything, dynamic? I guess not.
You can see her like a fighting pose.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's
pose,
it.
Back pose, hands in the side, hands in the front. I'm not familiar with this brand. I'm sure Lane is.
Look at the tailoring though, Optical. But what about the hands? Don't they look a little off?
Look a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you really want this in your collection, if you're looking for one, let's be honest. If Hot Toys makes this, I don't know if they ever will, because the other Padme is already kind of like a stretch for. It was like $300. I don't know if I need the Padme in my collection. It took I don't know how many years before we got one. I doubt we're gonna see this from Hot Toys. If we do, this will be around $280, $260 plus tax and shipping. Now you're looking at $320. Is it really worth putting $320 on your shelf to look like a Chinese doll? I can say that I'm Asian.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah. I don't know, but if you really need one, I guess for $140 you can take the risk. I don't know if it's gonna look like this once you get it in hand for $140 though. Like the material might be cotton. It's like, what does it feel like? Why is this leather?
Yeah, dude, could you imagine what this might look like in hand when you get it? It's like ordering from AliExpress. That's what it's like. Yeah,
it's like this the win. What do you call that? Like the joke. The Wish version. Yeah.
Oh, the Wish version. Yep. Exactly.
It was third party to begin with. So yeah, here you go.
Yeah. So we'll see, guys. I mean, it sure as hell looks, as far as prototypes go, the best Star Wars figure ever, but we'll see when you get it in hand. I still see the hand. They're covering that hand. They're covering those hands though, Riley. Like those hands look a little. Yeah, they look a little waxy. Like, and it doesn't look natural, right? Like it's kind of like relaxed hands, but she doesn't look relaxed. She looks like uncomfortable. So
Right.
yes, that's what I would say. But guys, hey, let us know whether you're considering picking up this Queen Amidala, the play toys. The kit did mention, like I said, that you might want to, consider a delay for this one. I don't think my code WillFox works on this because I was testing it out earlier, but you guys can try and maybe you could ask it and see if it will work. It's $10 off, so you can order other things with it, but I don't think this one works, unfortunately. So anyway, guys, let us know whether you're considering picking that one up. So yeah, guys, we covered a lot of Star Wars news. And now I want to talk about something a little bit exciting here. Well, I guess depending on
Very
who you
exciting.
ask, right? So the Black Panther, the mech version, right? This is pretty interesting because I had no idea what this was. I woke up, and I don't know if you sent this to me, Riley, or maybe I just happened to see it on Facebook, but I woke up and I was like, what is this?
No, I definitely did send this.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this? And it's pretty cool, actually. It's actually a very, I feel, innovative and cool and unique looking figure. But for $455, maybe I'm optical. I'll let you to speak on this one because you might know a little bit better. I feel like this is made for the Asian market, but I don't know if I'm stereotyping based on that. Like I feel like this is probably not for us because from everything I've been told, the Asian market is pretty big on sort of mech, transformer, machine, Iron Man type stuff. So I feel like that's why this figure exists because Hot Toys knows in their own market they could sell this one pretty well. But to us, you can make it basically it's one figure, but you can pose it two different ways. You can make it Panther version or sort of Iron Panther version, right? So, but for $455, is being unique enough, Optical? What do you think?
First and foremost, us Asians are only big in rice.
Oh, so that's what it is?
No, but that is true, but at the same time, this is $455. Like, if I want a Transformers, I'll buy a Transformers. Dude. Even if Sideshow has not put out anything for 50% off, right? Never.
No.
I think the highest you would see is 30% off. Even at 50% off, this is almost $300 if you factor in, tax. Because this is $455.
That's
cut
crazy.
that in half, which is like, I'm not gonna buy this thing for $300. Just no way. If that Tom Holland was $280. I'm not gonna buy this thing for.
I love that's always your barometer. You're like, Tom Holland is $280.
That's $280, and this is $455. It's like, dude, like, it looks cool. Not gonna knock it from the. Put it this way, I put on my video as well. I love Punisher. I love Iron Man. I did not get Punisher War Machine up until pop culture was giving it away. I basically got that boy for like $200 shipped. Because I just refused to buy it. And it wasn't $455 retail. I think it just, like when they were like had this small battery thing that they're trying to get rid of. And I love Punisher, and that's based off a video game. I don't know. Somebody told me this is based off a comic book, but man, $455. Woo. Even if it's $300, you can put it down to $200. And I'll buy Queen Amidala. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna.
Dude, that's $139 and you won't buy it.
It is a hard sell for $455. And I was wondering, right? Like, are they really hurting that bad for a Marvel figure to even consider this? Like, dude, I know Marvel is your cash cow in Iron Man, and you can only repackage Iron Man so much. But this is a whole new tooling. Why? And this makes you wonder, like, there's people who was screaming at Hot Toys, but like, hey, we want this figure. And then we try to, kind of, it's like, oh, dude, it's not going to sell. That's why they're not making X figure, because it's not going to sell. What made them think this is going to sell? I was like, oh, dude, like,
Optical, so that's a good point. Is this, sorry to interrupt you, but is this that different than Neon Tech Iron Man?
Right. The difference between Neon Tech Iron Man, I always believe that Neon Tech Iron Mans are leftover Iron Mans that they couldn't sell.
They probably are.
That just repainted it. It was like, oh, we couldn't sell these things. Let's just repaint it. This one, you can't repaint this. They gotta make a new one of this. That's why I was like, why? Like, who's gonna buy? There's like 4 people that I know of maybe that might buy this. 4. And I don't know. It just makes you wonder what their strategy is sometimes.
Well, it does, Optical. And look, I can literally see the viewers are dropping off as we're talking about this. So people are just I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about this. But so Riley, I want to ask you, is being unique enough for $455? Because it is a cool looking and very I guess a very cool looking design figure. I think very innovative in that sense. But what do you think, Riley? I know this is probably not coming to your collection though.
No, definitely not for me. But like I said, I think you hit the nail on the head. This is more for Hong Kong based in their own market. I think that a lot of people out there, like you said, Transformers, mech, robot stuff, Iron Man, that's their bread and butter. But like others have said, like I don't know, I feel like this for 455, yeah, in the US market for us, it's gonna be a very, very tough tough buy for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people would buy this, but another thing that you said, like, yeah, it looks well engineered, but a lot of people, I forget who said this, but with previous Iron Man, like I think it was the Mark V suit up, like even Will, you said you passed on it because it looked so scary to like move the stuff around and stuff, right? But like this figure is transforming into a Panther, so like I wonder how that's gonna do. Like
I would die from stress, Riley.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I wonder how that's gonna. I feel like it's being very finicky. You'll probably break a couple things. That'll be kind of scary. But like people said, it is also unique. Like Hot Toys are doing different things, but I don't know. It's not going to be for me, and definitely not for 455. But like you said, I mean, getting a Black Panther figure for this, I feel like they're like others have said. There's so many other figures that they could be doing right now, and with even the Black Panther Wakanda Forever, like they could do like Namor, they could do other things. But to make Black Panther out of just a mech comic thing, I don't know. It's just it's not for me. But whoever else is getting it, happy for them, but yeah, it's not for me.
Well, Optical, remember how like 45 minutes ago we gave Hot Toys credit and said, well, they understand we're in a recession and they're lowering prices and stuff, and then they're like, Black Panther mech strike 455, baby.
Here you go, baby.
Yeah, here you go, bitches. The Black Panther you've always wanted for 455. Yeah, so I think we have to take back that praise because this is what happened. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, but like, look, this is a cool looking figure. I'm happy for those who are going to get it, but I feel like not a lot of people in the United States are going to be looking at this figure, especially for 455 when Tom Holland is 280 and this is 455. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Darth Vader is $100 cheaper than this. Like the deluxe version.
That's wild.
Yeah. And you get the standard version, it's $150 cheaper. Like Tom Holland's 280. Okay. That's what we need to know. So yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to get that one nonetheless. But guys, let us know whether you're planning on getting the Black Panther mech strike suit because, yeah, I think it's a interesting figure nonetheless. So let's talk about my boy. Let's talk about my boy because Riley almost called me, actually. Optical, I don't know if you know this. I told Riley, said if Wen Wu drops, whenever it is, just call me and wake me up. He's like, should I call you? And he didn't call me, but I was like, I'm actually glad you didn't because I was sleeping. But the Wen Wu figure from Shang-Chi has released. Guys, I got to tell you a story real quick. I had to message Carlos. I should have messaged Optical. I shouldn't be asking Carlos for advice, honestly, probably. But I was going to say that I pre-ordered this Wen Wu from Sideshow and Optical. Here's what happened. I pre-ordered him. They gave me a $20 coupon code, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and pre-order Wen Wu because I'm going to get him anyway. So he's released in Hong Kong. Sideshow sent out an email and said, oh, Wen Wu's been delayed May to June now. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I just pre-ordered him, and now you delayed him for 2 months. And I'm like, well, this is some shit. And I saw like Hong Kong resellers like Tim Cent have him for like $265 shipped. And I was like, I could cancel my Sideshow order and go get him from Tim Cent. But Carlos was like, nah, don't do it. Just wait. You're going to regret that. And I was like, all right, you're right. I'll just wait. But, replacements are a little bit easier from Sideshow and so forth. But I want to ask you guys, is Wen Wu a guaranteed grail? Because to me, he is. And the reason I say that is because in most grails, at least the formula that we've kind of worked out at least a little bit. A character that is very popular, a film that is beloved, and a character who is not going to be around again, which Wen Wu meets all of those three criteria. Maybe Shang-Chi's maybe not quite like the Dark Knight beloved, but I think most people liked it. It did pretty well. It got really good scores. So Optic, I want to ask you, is Wen Wu a guaranteed grail? What do you think?
No.
Next question.
Great answer.
Qui-Gon wasn't a grail.
That's true.
Qui-Gon was a chase figure. He's from a good Star Wars franchise, just dead. Spoiler alert.
It's been like 20 years. So.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I feel like because they released the suit version of this guy too, right? Like the casual version. I don't know. I just have a feeling that they're gonna re-release it. They're gonna 2.0 this with seamless hands, purse, like the swappable forearms, like the new technology. I don't know. I have that gut feeling that they're gonna do Tony real good on this one. So like a 2.0 down the line. But I don't know. It doesn't scream Grail to me. And first and foremost, I feel like they overmade this one. I feel like they made a lot of these. So even if it hits Grail status, I think you're looking at if Qui-Gon is not Grail yet, and how long has he been out of stock, like sold out? Maybe
years
now. It would take 4 years for this to be Grail. It would take 2 years for this to sell out, and then another 2 years maybe to people to realize. And even at that point, there's no guarantee because his Grail status all depends on Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1 to 5. If Phase 5 and 6 is bad, no one's gonna look back at Shang-Chi and be like, man, missed out on Wen Wu. It's just like, yeah, Kang was horrible in that Avengers film. So I think his status would depend on them too. Kind of like, I don't know, like Yondu was so beloved because and even Hela, they were in that 1, 2, 3 where it was like it ended and you just want to collect everything from that line. Now the 4, 5, 6 doesn't feel that way. So I don't know. It just doesn't scream Grail to me.
Understood. Riley, save this conversation, please. Is Wen Wu a Grail?
And I say no.
Damn.
It's not a Grail. No,
Damn
I'm sorry, bro.
It's okay.
It's, not gonna happen. It's a Grail because you think Loki's a Grail. It's just your favorite characters, man. No,
that's true. Everything's a Grail to me, though.
Yeah. But hey, like people say, he doesn't have the Shang-Chi cheese. He doesn't got.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He looks good.
Yeah, so they fix that. But like I said, it's not a Grail. But I do agree. I think it could be a chase. Like it could be a little sought out for in the future, but overall, I mean, a Grail, like people have said, to double in value, that's very hard. I mean, especially in this market, it's really hard to see a Grail nowadays. It's pretty crazy. But I'd say it's definitely a chase. It's a nice looking figure. I'm happy for you picking it up, Will. It definitely came out great for the character it was and for the film. It looks really awesome. And it's funny, Optical keeps bringing up like seeing these past figures with not the new technology does kind of hurt. You're like, damn, like they couldn't have done it a year after, a couple months out. And that's even pertains to the No Way Home figures. Like, damn, Doc Ock, Goblin, Toby, Andrew, they can have movable eyes, but now it's just not going to happen anymore, which kind of sucks. And we'll probably never see them again in some time. But here nor there. Wen Wu's, yeah, to me, not a guaranteed Grail, but definitely a chased figure. It looks really awesome. I know you really love this film, and to have this guy on the shelf is going to be really awesome for a lot of collectors. I was first tempted to get Wen Wu and Shang-Chi, but there's just too much Spider-Man stuff coming with the new Spider-Verse movie.
Of course, bro.
No Way Home, dude. I can't do it, man. It's just Marvel's going to have to take a back burner. I'm going to stick with the Spidey stuff. But overall, very nice looking release, and I'm happy for collectors. Looks great.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to get this. And it is tempting me with the Hong Kong resellers discounting this Wen Wu, but I'm going to hold out for now. It sucks. Sideshow just said, like, well, he ain't coming for a while. So that's unfortunate. Sideshow's, I feel like, been getting slower and slower lately. You know what I mean? They were on such a good path where they were like, oh, we're getting shit real fast now. Like, what are you going to do, Hong Kong? They'll randomly
start doing it.
And now they're like, they've just like stopped. They're just like, it's back to normal. 2 months. Like, I'm just like, dude, come on now. Come on now. So anyway, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below about Mr. Wen Wu here. But I'm excited. And yeah, I want to ask a really important question. We're kind of going to go back to Star Wars a little bit. We got to go back to Star Wars just a little bit here. I want to ask the question. This is the age-old question, right? And this is really what's going to get, I think, people going in the chat this time. So, guys, let me know what you think. What is the better IP for characters and figures? Is it Star Wars or is it Marvel? Because most people, I would say like most of us collect both, right? But some people stick to one line. And if you know what, if your budget was extended and it was kind of a little bit capped, maybe again, we're in a recession, right? Maybe things get a little bit tighter for you. You say, I got to stick to one line. I'm not sure which one I want to get, but I want to ask the question, right? At that point, which line are you choosing? Optical. If you had to choose between Star Wars and Marvel, what has the better characters and the better figures? What do you think?
You really hate us, don't you? Because whatever we answer here, we're gonna get some hate from people.
Exactly, 100%. Bro. Let's do it.
Oh my god.
Let's clip this shit.
It's true.
All right, just for this is a personal choice. They're both good. I want to. Oh, my subs just went down by 2,000.
My subs went down too. My subs went down.
I would say better characters for figures would be Marvel. There is nothing better than a Hot Toys Iron Man. I don't care who you present, what kind of Star Wars figure you present in front of me,
Spider-Man.
nothing would top a Hot Toys Iron Man figure. The die cast, the head sculpt, the light up function. So as far as that, I mean, like, how many Iron Mans are there? It's You can't top that figure. I mean, this in the backbone of this Iron Man was Hot Toys was built with Iron Man. That's why we see Hot Toys right now. With Star Wars, you will see a Mandalorian, but in reality, I mean, Mandalorian is a basic figure that has some armors into it. Like when you think of Hot Toys, for the most part, you think of Iron Man. Now, if we go beyond figures, I would still say Marvel, because for me, I kind of like being grounded a little bit more, and I kind of felt that with Marvel, even though they're not as grounded as DC. I'm leaning towards more, and I know these are all fantasies, but if you can mix reality a little bit better, that's where I kind of gravitate more. Maybe that's why I like Mandalorian a little bit more, based on the Star Wars, the newer one, because they're a little bit grounded for me. No swords or anything like that, but I just lost 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I did too.
Swords.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, figure wise, I don't know if anyone can top Marvel figures. Hulk, to name a few, this Iron Man, and even the characters, they don't have the lineup as far as movie as rich as Star Wars. They only started 2008, yet they have 20 movies compared to Star Wars, who started 75, whatever the case is. So I don't know. Where's Carlos when you need him?
I know this is the topic we need Carlos, because Carlos wouldn't even be a question. He'd be like, "Well, Star Wars sucks and it's Marvel, right?"
Exactly.
That's what he would say. But
people would just hate him more than it already is.
I know, exactly, bro, exactly. So optical. So I'll give my opinion on this one before Riley jumps in, and I'll just do it real quickly. So as far as figures go, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think it's Marvel, and the reason I say that is because Marvel has more colorful figures. A lot of Star Wars
100%.
figures, most of them, besides the troopers, stuff like that, but most of them in a robe or some sort of simple outfit. Darth Vader is a little bit different, obviously. Maybe like for a villain, it's all black or whatever, right? But you have like Thanos, and you have Star-Lord and Venom and Groot, and all these other characters like Loki with very colorful outfits and these sort of bombastic, very exciting outfits. And it's like this Iron Man you mentioned, optical. There's so many different Iron Mans. I don't know. Marvel, as far as figures go, I feel like that would draw more people in on the shelf. But I don't know. As far as characters go, probably still Marvel, unfortunately, which is crazy because I love my Star Wars figures. And if you told me I had to choose one, I would go kicking and screaming. I would be like, no, I don't want to give up my Star Wars figures. I love my Star Wars figures. But if I had to, and I was like, you know what? Gun to your head. You got to choose right now. And I'm going to say, I'll probably take the Marvel stuff, unfortunately. Just because, I don't know, there's so many cool things with that I'd hate to give. I'd hate to give up my Thanos. And I'd be like, damn, that would suck to give up that. Give up Loki? Could you imagine? I'd have to give up Kylo and Vader, which would suck. But, yeah, it's a tough one. Riley, I have a feeling I know what you're going to choose, but fill me in here.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
So I was kind of vibing with you at the start, but then you lost me at the end, Will. But,
Okay.
I
went on a tangent.
Yeah, exactly. For figure wise, I think I totally agree with you. I think Marvel shelf presence, just uniqueness, Marvel definitely takes the win for me because they just have so many different opportunities to do stuff. We have a Carnage, we have Spider-Man, we have Iron Man, we have dead Doctor Strange with his wings, crazy stuff for Marvel. With Star Wars, you're kind of more limited to your Jedi, Sith. There is some there is aliens and stuff. It's kind of both ways, but I think Marvel overall just trumps in there the ideas of stuff that people can do, poses and et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, I first half you got me, but I think character wise, I'm gonna go with Star Wars because I just think that they're just iconic. So many people, just the Star Wars fans are definitely the most passionate fans in the world, and I'd say that just so much history, rich history comes with Star Wars, and I think when you have those on the shelf, when you take photos with them, and I'd also say a point for Star Wars figures that I love is that whenever I pose them, more than not, I mean, we did just have the Ahsoka break or whatever, but most figures for Star Wars, it's hard to break those. It's just normal, just regular material. Like you'll be able to bend the arms and legs. When you have Spider-Man and you're bending it, you're gonna ruin the material. I mean, I've had so many Spider-Mans. Whenever you pose it, it hurts because I mean you're just damaging the suit over time. But for Star Wars, I feel like you're really, I mean, with Vader, yeah, that's pleather, but overall, like they have just like rough materials. For Mando, you can do whatever you want. For other figures, most figures you can pose them in any way you want. You don't have too much bad range of articulation. But like I said, I think Star Wars characters take it for me, and just characters like Vader, Luke, Anakin Skywalker, just they're so iconic to me and iconic to a lot of people out there. So I'd say when you have them on the shelf, like a lot of people are, oh wow, like yeah, that's Darth Vader, that's C3PO, that's Anakin, etc. So I'm gonna go with Star Wars for character wise. But yeah, I think Marvel figures are just way more unique in a range of color and just look really cool on the shelf. But yeah, it's a good question.
Well, we got a super chat about it from Blue Beetle, Star Wars, LOL. So, which Blue Beetle / Carlos. I love that he changed his name. After
Blue
one
Beetle.
trailer, he's already Blue Beetle.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which by the way, we didn't have time to talk about it, but that trailer is incredible. I loved it. I know Riley thought it was kind of mid, and we're going to talk Riley because
it was cool.
It was pretty great. It was better than cool.
I don't like James Gunn, so that's why.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Henry Cavill.
But yeah, I know you're still sore about that, so I get that. But thank you so much, Carlos, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Star Wars, and then he said something else too. At this point, Blue Beetle is better than Star Wars. Damn. See, Optical, you had to bring Carlos out of his little cave.
You gotta summon him, man.
And now he's.
I mean, you want to talk about DC with what's been going on over there? Oh my god, I don't know.
Yeah,
about that
I know,
one,
bro.
It's pretty wild.
Thank you so much, Carlos. But dude, guys, see, this is why this is so tough, because you know what? That's why I feel like this Darth Vader is the iconic Vader. It is the best one, because if you were to say, "Oh, all right, I got to give up my Star Wars," this is one of the figures you would point to, because you would say, "Damn, I got to give up that DX Vader." Like, that's why it's the best, right? Return of the Jedi Vader, yeah, I would hate to give that up as well, but this one is the one I point to where I'm like, damn, this might be the best Star Wars hot toy ever done.
Dude,
right?
This is gonna be like crazy, because you're gonna get the foam packaging, the amazing box art. Like, this is gonna be it's really gonna be an amazing experience. 100%.
Right. This one's pretty exceptional. And we got another super chat from Ben O'Ben. He said, Star Wars wins. You didn't go broke collecting Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah,
but
a lot of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and also post Endgame, it's a little bit different. If this question had been asked when Endgame was going on in Infinity War, obviously most people probably would have been like, Marvel, baby. But now it's a little bit different. So yeah. So interesting and very interesting, guys. And that's why I love having these chats with you guys, because it's so much fun to, ask people these questions.
I lost like 50 subs. So
yeah, we all did. So it's okay. Yeah, we all did. I just was looking at my numbers now. I lost like 50, so it's all good. But guys, I think we have time for one more, but we'll try to make it somewhat quick because I know we want to get done by 7. I don't know if we can do this quickly, but we will. So should NR be trying to compete with Hot Toys? I want to ask this question because they've never really said openly that they are, right? They never really said, oh, like Hot Toys is our number one competitor. They just said, we're trying to make good shit and we're in our own little lane and we're making whatever, right? But to me, it almost seems like kind of a targeted effort, because they're making figures like the Batman and Pennywise and figures that other companies have made before. And I think Carlos had mentioned this to me, and I started to see that kind of made sense, because they're saying people have made these figures, companies have made these figures, and you've given them the license, and we've made them, and we've made them way better. So now we want to go to those licensors and say, hey, look what we did. And look at what the attention we got with that Aragorn and other figures like that, right? That's what I think is kind of happening here. But should they be trying to compete with Hot Toys, or should they stay in their own lane? Should they lower their prices to compete with Hot Toys, or should they say, you know what, fuck that. We're producing a high quality product and we're going to charge what we've been charging, just recession or not. Optical, what do you think? Should they be trying to compete with Hot Toys, or should they be two separate little fields of play?
In a sense, yes, because I want them to succeed. Like, I really want NR to succeed. And I don't think they will if they brand themselves too high. Because let's be honest, their IP is Warner Brothers. They don't stand a chance, like, if they want to go head to head. Because Hot Toys has Star Wars and Marvel. What they have is Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. I know some people who love Lord of the Rings, but the question is, like, how many people are going to buy this at this price point? If you can buy Tom Holland and
280
and another 280 and another figure from Hot Toys for one in art. And not everyone is, not everyone's a fan of Gandalf. I know there's a lot of fan of Gandalf, but we're not talking about 500 units here that they need to sell. We're talking about thousands that they need to sell. And they can only sustain this if they can move these units. So I think the key is make it they made it for masses. Like that's why they stepped into 1/6. Otherwise, they would stay in their lane and do the third scale statues. They want to capture the masses here, and the way to do it, especially with these prices, is to compete. And how they can convince somebody to get a Pennywise for $500 instead of buying 2 Hot Toys. Like you gotta make it a decision. Like not just you're gonna buy it regardless, but a normal casual fan, they have to make that choice where, man, instead of buying 2 Hot Toys, I'd rather get this $400 or $300 rooted hair Pennywise. I wish they would make, because otherwise, if it's $500, the decision is easy. Like if you're a Star Wars fan, you're not even gonna look at Pennywise. I'm just gonna get a Star Wars figure. But if you make it a little bit harder, kind of like, oh man, I got this 350 or 400. I know I can get Mace Windu, but man, that Pennywise looks really good. Maybe I'll just add $100 out of it. If they remain like this premium brand, they could, and they'll be the Ferrari of collectibles. But Ferrari also doesn't sell a lot of cars, and they also sell really good cars. And they're IP. This Joker is a no brainer. Joker's gonna sell regardless.
Right.
The other ones, ooh, that's gonna be tough. That's why I want them to. And John said that. I was like, oh, we're gonna step back, take a look at the market, see our pricing, because outside of this Joker, because they're competing with DX11, who's already $1,000 anyway. That's why this Joker sells. But now if you produce an Aragorn, like Riley admits it, Aragorn is fantastic. He's not even going to buy it. Exactly. That doesn't do them any good. A lot of people are saying that's probably the best figure they saw, but they're just not into Lord of the Rings. So how does it make them? How does it help them? Like how does it help us? Because we want them to make the figures that we want to see, not make great figures that we don't even want to buy. So I hope they look at that model, maybe step back a little bit, step back on the price. And in that sense, I think they can, what they want to do is take the money out, the share of the money from Hot Toys, and invest it on theirs by being competitive in that sense.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's totally understandable. And that's the thing, Optical, that Aragorn figure to a lot of people is the best figure that most people have ever seen, from what I've heard from a lot of the comments. And for me, it probably is. It's probably the best head sculpt that I've ever seen. But
there's always a but at the end.
Like, right. It is. But is it? And that's the question: is it going to move like mech suit Black Panther? No, is it going to move like Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi? It's not. Right. It's not going to. Like, that Aragorn made the internet go wild. And I can tell you, because looking at the analytics and the views, they went way up with that Aragorn because people were so impressed by it. But how many of those people went to buy it is the question. Like, they were impressed by it and they wanted to talk about it, but were they going to buy it? And that's the question. And I think they mostly did. But like you said, Optical, Joker is the exception, because Joker is the iconic of the iconic. Like, Darth Vader's super iconic, but so is this Joker.
He's timeless, yeah.
Right, timeless. So, Riley, what do you think? I mean, should they be trying to compete with Hot Toys at all, or should they stay in their own lane?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I think Optical, like, he's made this point a lot of times. I feel like it's really hard. Like, it's just the fact that to really combat Hot Toys, because of their just IP line of what they have with DC, I mean, Marvel and Star Wars for Hot Toys, they have a huge advantage. I feel like you guys have been saying, they have just the Warner Brothers DC license. It's very, you don't have a lot of opportunities out there. So I feel like I do agree with Optical. I think they should be trying to get the prices lower, because I know Hot Toys, like we've said, people have been doing that. We're going to say it again, the Tom Holland, $280 for that Tom Holland. And that sculpt is, like you said, without the rooted hair, I mean, that's like incredible. That's in-art quality, hands down. It's brilliant. But again, if in-art could do, like, the views for, like you said, Aragorn were crazy because of the figure being great. But like you said, the IP maybe not being as strong. People are going to skip on them as good as the figure is. But imagine if they did like a Tom Holland rooted hair and they had the Marvel license. Like, that would be a huge incline of collectors going on to them. But again, they're kind of stuck there with that DC. So hopefully, like he's been talking about, they've been talking with licensing stuff. But again, it seems like it's honestly never going to happen at this point, because I think Disney has a real lock tie-in with Hot Toys and Sideshow and Star Wars and stuff like that. So hopefully one day, but overall, it's kind of a hard battle to have in-art against Hot Toys because of IP lines. But like you said, with rooted hair, everything that they show, it's next level stuff. So I hope that they do that. But again, I think price-wise, 100%, like Pennywise, and even the Joker. A lot of people were like, it's so brilliant, it's so incredible. But to get that rooted hair, I can't justify spending $1,000. Like that's a way price gap for what I'm way priced out with figures already with Hot Toys because they're like $350 to $400 for specific ones. I don't think I could justify $1,000 for 2 figures. So hopefully InArt's listening to that kind of a communication, and they do try to compete price wise to drop their figure lines because the popularity might not be there. But hey, if they have a Aragorn for like $50 under than what it already was, maybe more collectors would jump ship and pick up that Aragorn. But like you said, we'll have to see. Their prices seem to be, I mean, sculpted wise, they're pretty close to Hot Toys. I mean, I think InArt sculpted Joker was like $340 shipped or something like that, or $330. But I mean, Hot Toys are like that. Like you said, Tom Holland $280 retail. Like that's going to be $310, $320. So you're adding $30 for all that die cast and all the other stuff it comes with. So I think sculpted wise for sure. The only problem was with the rooted is with the Joker, it was stuck to the 2-pack. So like they said, next time they're going to only do single rooted. So I hope they keep doing that. They've been doing that with their other ones. So we'll just have to wait and see. But like you said, kind of tough to compete with those IP lines being different. But
Right. But they're going to have to make it super interesting because they've already come out and said an optical rate, and this is where we'll end it. This is where a really good point about the upcoming eventual Arthur Fleck Joker figure, right? That thing has to be over $1,000. In today's market, with the way Hot Toys is pricing and stuff like that, when you make that Joker $1,000, whether it's a 2-pack or not, it's going to be a limited edition figure. But what's the edition size going to be? Maybe 300? Maybe, because I'm going to buy it. But for most people, you have to love Joker to drop $1,000.
And you could have already spent $1,000 on this Heath Ledger. That's, right. You're talking about $2,000.
And Riley, it's not as iconic as this Joker. Not yet.
Right.
So so that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna get that Arthur Fleck Joker because I absolutely love the character. But I mean, I bought a Prime 1 of him before. But for most people, they're gonna be like, I could get Mace Windu, Tom Holland, and Darth Vader probably for that price.
Right.
Right. Exactly. So that's the type of question.
Yeah, the dilemma that they have too is that, like we mentioned earlier, like you can go back to these companies and say, hey, you know what? Look at how we can make these things a lot better. And then the company would go back to them like, how many Aragorns did you sell? Oh, 300. Oh, that's great. So you want us to give you Marvel license so you can sell 300 units? Like, this is it's like, no, we want to move volume. And like even that Aragorn that Riley said, like the sculpted hair is not bad, it's $350. That Vader with 2 head sculpts, with also has purse with 2 bases, is $340. So even the sculpted Aragorn, so this is where the competition meets. Like you already don't have the favorable IP. Now you're rooted hair. Not rooted hair. Your rooted hair is your cream of the crop. This is what your selling point is. But if you're gonna sell as something that's not even rooted, yes, it's still good. But are you gonna compete that with that Vader, the deluxe Vader for $340 that you could buy at Sideshow? That if something's wrong, you can return it. Compared to if something's wrong with that Aragorn, you have to go back to Kit and send it back to Hong Kong and get that. So this is where the dilemma is. Where like I want them to be successful, but I don't know how with this. If they have the same Vader for lower price, maybe, but I'm talking about Aragorn competing with Vader. People haven't seen Aragorn in 20 years. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
And it's tough, and trust me, I love InArt optical, and I feel like when you get that first InArt in hand, you're gonna be like, damn, this thing, like you said, it is a Ferrari. That's what it is. I mean, having that Joker, it's like anyone who hasn't gotten theirs in hand yet, trust me, when you get it, you're gonna be absolutely thrilled with it. It's awesome. Amazing. The magnetic base, obviously not thrilled with that, but the rest of the figure in the package, exceptional. It delivered in every sense of the word. So I guess we're gonna see. That said, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. And I want to address, we had a super chat real quick from Mr. Blue Beetle, which is $10 from Blue Beetle. Thank you so much, Mr. Blue Beetle, Carlos. Star Wars fans should be happy with Mando tanking and the new Rey movies. Their license is going to be sold to InArt and Star.
There you go, baby.
He also said Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, baby. Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Thank you so much, Carlos, bro. But yeah, dude, honestly, I'm super excited for Blue Beetle. So we're going to see. I don't know if that's going to do well at the box office, but I feel like it might be a good film. Like, I feel like it's going to be well done, but is it going to get people in the theater? Yeah. I don't know. Shazam's already on demand, by the way. It's like video on demand.
It's like 20 days after.
I know. Isn't that crazy optical? It made, I think, barely over $100 million, like $120 million.
Dude, it
like
flopped.
that's
like crazy.
That's insanely
I still enjoyed it. I think you guys should watch it.
I want to watch it. I love the first one. The first one's great.
I thought it was cool. Like, it wasn't crazy, obviously. It was pretty mediocre, but it was enjoyable.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. And Riley, I know you got to run to work, but thank you so much as always, bro, for joining on this Lights Camera. Not Keco Collects this week, but Keco Collects will be back next week. So Lights Camera Collect. Riley, what's going on your channel, man?
Yeah, so it's funny you said that with work. I actually got the day off because I'm not 100% healthy, so I was able to chill out today. So
there you go.
I got the day off, so I'm able to relax, get some sleep. But again, thank you again, Will. It's an amazing time, amazing topics, really fun time to be Star Wars, any type of collector at this moment and being. It's really awesome. But on my channel right now, it's been a little bit slower because I've obviously been under the weather a little bit this week and last week. Sorry again for if you guys can hear it in my voice, a little congested. But overall, yeah, I've been posting YouTube shorts, Instagram. I've been pumping a lot on there. It's Riley Review, no S at the end, so you guys can check me out there.
I gotta change it then.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I mean, YouTube is Riley Review, so that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, thank you guys again. I've got the YouTube shorts. I posted the Return of the Jedi C3PO. I said I'd take a break, but those Vader and C3PO, I had to talk about it, so I made 2 videos on that. If you want to see that. But yeah, overall, just we did hit 1,800 yesterday. So thank you guys for the support. It's been awesome. Road to 2K. We're gonna do I have a huge thing planned. So be prepared for that. But again, this chat was awesome. Everyone was great. So yeah, thank you again. And optical guest appearance, that was awesome. And hopefully we see Keco next week.
I know, man.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. There's so many good, kind comments in the chat. So thank you guys. That really does mean a lot to me, more than you know. Seriously. Alabama Wyatt is saying, bring more optical 20. I would love to, man.
Yeah.
Like, optical's a busy guy there, man. So
I'm just a fill-in, just
a fill-in.
He didn't show up.
Yeah, because Keco didn't show up. I was like, optical, I need a sub, baby. I need a sub. And he was like, all right, I'm in. Put me in, coach.
I'm on the bench and I'm ready to go. Stretching the bench.
So optical, what's coming up on the channel, man? I've been loving watching your previews and reviews. So I always comment just dumb shit and you never respond. So, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to see that he's probably like,
I'm in the train. So if you commented and I haven't responded, like anyone watching, don't be offended. But so I have another channel, the Bulls one. That's doing pretty good too. So if you're a Bulls fan, check that out. As far as my other channel, I think I'm gonna do live stream soon, maybe around September. Something like that.
September. Oh my God.
He's like a hot toy. You got to pre-order the live stream.
The one anniversary, the first anniversary where I live streamed the last. But no, it's some cool stuff. Some Enter Bay figures, Asmus. Just some shorts too. If check that out. If you haven't subscribed, do so, because I'm nearing 20,000, so I'm trying to grind that out. So,
dude, we got to get you to 20K, awesome, bro. Yeah, because you're almost to 17, aren't you?
Yeah, it's almost 17. I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna grind this to 20 at the end of the year.
We got to grind it, bro.
That's wild.
And Optical, if you need me to sub in for a live stream, bro, I will be there. So
if you can live stream on my channel, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll live stream on your channel.
Yeah.
This is the Lights Camera Keco Optical Collects. Yeah, on Optical's channel. Yeah, well, thank you so much, man, for joining, and thank you guys to everyone in the chat for joining in and putting the kind words in the chat. And of course, thank you for always the generosity with the super chats and the memberships and all that. That means a lot more than you guys realize. So thank you so much. There's plenty of good content coming up on this channel. I just posted a video about 5 places to buy hot toys. You can check that out. I did some other videos, a Sub-Zero review, the Last of a Stop Sign review, which Nick made fun of me for, but that stop sign, I got to get optical. I should like mail optical one of those because it's so nice optical. My dad's coming to put it up for me tomorrow. It's going to go right above the guitar. It's going to look great, bro. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of Star Wars Celebration. There'll probably be more announcements. Let me know. Again, you can always send me on Instagram, will.foxification, your recent pickups. I'm going to do them once a month, I think, the community highlights, where I show what you guys send me on Instagram and I'll make them into a video. So that'll be fun. The collection tour reactions will return soon too. I'm going to do those. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a good weekend and enjoy your Easter. I forgot it's Easter this Sunday. So enjoy your Easter and have a good one and be safe. Thank you so much. Bye. See you later. Bye. Which one's the intro?